What are you taking? Nah, okay, yeah. That's right, guys. If you wanna, we're really doing this as one big guerrilla marketing campaign about the alternative timelines we're going to be doing when Trump shows up. Um, someone is trying to dox us or try and my money's on Smugstack. I'm just saying this is revenge, and he's trying to come at us. And frankly, I'm not a fan of that, but there was a couple of technical problems. You guys might have been getting notifications for like multiple streams and such. So we've been trying to get this working for a while, and hopefully it's working now. But do let us know in the yeah, please. We need the validation. Mhm. Okay. Right. Wonderful. Glad to see. Glad to see the sass has been inherited to our viewer base. I'm born in it, molded by it. Hello there. I am a geek for fun, co-creator of Dragon Ball DC. Mhm. See Nad here, and their link should be in the description. If it wasn't on the older stream, I'll make sure to put it in the new stream anyway. But you can go. Their commissions are full at the moment. But you can go find them on Twitter. They've got a Goku Black avatar. And that's C Nad HIR. And they're fantastic art, really great kind of like Takahashi inspired style, really good rates, and just overall awesome guy who's happy to support the team. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be lining this and then coloring this and then doing the usual effects of what it takes to take a sketch and bring it up to full like render quality.
Yep. Okay. Hopefully that. I think I'm in now. I think they weren't hearing me that whole time, which
Oh,
is amazing.
nice.
If Ian is talking, we can't hear. Okay, but now, hopefully.
But now though,
Oh
once
man.
again, absolutely the toppest tier of content.
I know. It's fucking nightmare. Oh, cool. Someone put a moon emoji and a gorilla emoji. I like that. That's clever. Thank you, Power Mover Gaming. That's good. Yeah. So I don't know. This is always fun to see these art pieces come together. I enjoy watching it, and it's just a cool chance to talk with y'all and answer any questions you may have. When the new episodes?
The
When?
new episode shall be up on Patreon next week, and the week after it shall be public.
Yay! Also, that's the real answer. The sassy answer is once every 1,000 years, a bird lands on a branch poking out of a mountain of pure diamond, and it pecks the mountain, and then flies away. And when that mountain has been ground to dust, 1 second of eternity shall have passed.
Tell him I took the wrong way around.
I don't know if anyone asked this before, but what inspired you guys to make Vegeta's prisoner outfit? Do you guys use inspirations from other medias and other stuff to come up with yours? If so, which one? That's by Arthur Pine Metal C. Alameda. That's a lot. Sorry if I mangled probably all of that. So this is kind of a cool story. If you ever read Multiversity by DC, there's like basically a map of all the DC multiverses, and there's one Earth that is basically gender bent, where like all the male heroes are females and all the female heroes are males. And so Wonder Woman is instead Wonder Man, and this is 100% heavily inspired by the Wonder Man outfit. In particular, the belt and the chest piece. I believe the shoulder pieces are Bisa, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, the shoulder pieces and a lot of the circular pieces that have like that binding element to it, to create that idea of it's a magical armor that keeps Vegeta in check. That was added by our main series artist, Sir Bisa. And so this is just one of those things. Oh, and actually that reminds me, don't forget to add the holes on the other shoulder.
Mm-hmm. I've got the reference there, so I can fix that up once the main line out's done. Cool.
Let's see here. I like that you kept the bondage gear origins. Yes, thank you. I love a lot of the very bondage imagery in Wonder Woman stuff. So it's always very important to me that stuff not get ignored, that it not get forgotten about, as DC is so often to do. It's very important to the character. Let's see here. What else? Joshua Benenfield. How did you get Moscow X on board with DBDC?
Well, that's funny, is we just asked them. Given I am a fellow Bret, there was a con a while back that Moscow X was part of, called SeiyaCon in the UK. And I went there, and I met Masako in person. And he's a wonderful guy. And I just asked him, oh, hey, because at this point we had been doing the Saiyan Saga. And I had the art ready that Sir Bisa did, which I think was a good part in helping. And I said, hey, we're thinking of eventually introducing a version of Gohan, which at that point, the mass public hadn't even finished the Entity Saga yet. We're thinking of doing a version of Gohan. It would be really cool if you could voice him. Would you be open to that? And literally, instantly, he was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to. No qualifications whatsoever. So then I added him on Discord, and he's been part of the project ever since. Really wonderful guy. Always happy to help with fan projects, so I really appreciate doing that with him.
Mm-hmm. Really cool guy. What do you think would if Goku landed on the One Piece world by Matthew Gaddy?
Well, he'd have to... I mean, there'd certainly be enough food for him, because Luffy basically eats everything there is. I don't know if he'd want to become a pirate, but he does like fighting strong guys. I think very quickly, though, depending on... like, he wouldn't get like one of the devil fruit powers just because that's not his style. He doesn't like stuff like that. But if he learned to use their version of Haki in very much the same way that Dragon Ball characters use he'd pretty quickly overtake them. Like, because One Piece characters, they're strong, but they're not like, once you get past the Saiyan saga, it's not so much. Like, Goku eventually, I think, just would get... I don't know. I'm not that big of a One Piece fan, but just in general, I think Goku would probably do pretty well there. It's not something that would be out of his wheelhouse. It's very similar tone to early Dragon Ball, and if you look at early Dragon Ball, Goku basically walks through the entire series pretty uncontested.
He's so much fun. Let's see here. Zen Lucas Divers. Hi, I was one of the viewers on the PUM stream. My question is the Doom Patrol going to appear? I mean, we might like drop a mention to them at some point. There's no like concrete plans for them to appear at the moment. That's probably one of those things that will just, I'll take this opportunity to plug the Patreon. If someone really, really wants the Doom Patrol to appear in series, you're probably going to have to pony up for a DBDC short at that point, because like we don't really have any plans for them. Even though this is the Doom Saga, we've had several people ask about the Doom Patrol, and it's funny, as soon as we dropped the name for the Doom Saga, we had a couple people be like, oh, Doom Patrol! It's not related to that. It's just funny that like so many people want the Doom Patrol to appear. And I guess I'll give the reason that I've talked about, because I've talked about this in Discord as to why they probably won't, and it's because like it's not that I don't like the Doom Patrol, but like part of their conceit is they're kind of like losers. They're not really like A tier characters. That's like a big part of the show, is that they're like the riffraff, the stuff that you wouldn't see, and so you get it just wouldn't really make sense for them to appear as like a main character or its own like saga or anything like that, like people seem to want. They're kind of the freaks and the riffraff, the refuse of the DC universe, if you will. So that's the Doom Patrol. But hey, if someone really, really wants the Doom Patrol to show up, we got that Patreon, we got that writers tier, so plug.
plug indeed.
Yep. Let's see here. Power Mover Gaming. There's one every stream. So who's going to replace Cell in this? The Doom Saga will not be the DBDC version of the Cell Saga. We've talked about this a number of times, but obviously new people coming in, so it's I think we're just saddled with this forever. After the Entity Saga, which in and of itself was pretty loose in its connections to Namek, it's all original stories. So yeah, no, the Doom Saga is not going to have a Cell equivalent, despite all the fun people have had theorizing about it.
It's just we're not interested in copying stories. It's just that is not something that interests us as writers. We just want to tell new stories and stories you've never seen before with characters you've never seen before. And I would have hoped, like after the Super Saiyan saga, people might have like caught on to that a little bit more. But hopefully, as we get deeper into Doom Saga and you see more of the episodes, like we've only got 2 episodes out, but even from those 2 episodes, hopefully you can start to see like it really has nothing in common with the Cell Saga or any saga from Dragon Ball. It's a new story with new situations, with new threats and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, like everyone's theorizing Amazo, which is funny, but I don't know. It's just the thing. EJ, so who's going to be Supergirl? Maybe likes of Cleveland or Kale? No, Cleveland and Kale are over in the Bombshells universe. I'm beginning to wonder if people watch the Super Saiyan Saga, Alfie. Yeah, EJ, you should definitely go check out the Super Saiyan Saga, because Cleveland and Kale get a cameo. They show up. They're a lot of fun, and Bombshells is getting its own spin-off arc that will be starting after episode 3 of the Doom Saga. Yes.
Yes, correct.
Cool. Moose Haddock, is this arc going to be about 5 parts?
Oh, you sweet summer child. It will go to 5 parts, and it will keep going. So you're gonna have this. I think we've said it before, but like this is the longest DBD saga yet by a country mile. This is going to be a long one, folks. Be in this one for a good bit. I don't know if you want to give like exact episode number, but like
I mean, we've gave it out on Discord, so it's fine. It's 12 episodes. The Doom Saga is 12 episodes, which is more than every episode of Dragon Ball DC up till Doom combined. Or no, it's equal to every episode of Dragon Ball DC up until Doom Episode 1 combined. Thaddeus Bone says, I really liked the episode with the Black Mercy. It was a nice shout out to JLU. It's actually a shout out to Alan Moore, of all things, even though I'm not his biggest fan. I don't know. See, yeah, we talk about we're not interested in repeating stories, and that's certainly true, but I feel like some people have taken that too far and assumed that every single thing we do is going to be, completely original. There's we feel that there are things that are vague enough that it's fine to do our take on it, because the Black Mercy, for example, I know that in the Justice League cartoon, for example, Batman got it on him for a minute, and that's not something that happened in the original comic. And I know in the Jeff Johns run on Green Lantern, Hal and Green Arrow got the Black Mercy on them at some point. So we're willing to do stuff like that, because it's fun to see what would Kakarot want, and what Kakarot wants is for all of you to keep asking about Raditz. And so that was our fun way to do that. So let's see here. AM Hero _69 in sarcastic SpongeBob meme speak. Who's going to stand in for Dr. Manhattan?
Me and Sid.
I don't know, that'd be the funniest interaction right there. Oh man, you must be really poor, because you can't afford no clothes. Here, I'll give you some of my clothes.
Would have been infinitely more entertaining.
I know, right? Oh. Piccolo, Broly, Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu. It fits the Entity Saga because that's the last time the comics used the Mercy plants. Real good. Oh, thanks. So when's Mecha Rogolzar fighting Zeus, the son of Vegeta?
I mean, you're really going to spoil the next episode like that, huh? I actually did find it really funny in recently in the Legion of Superheroes comic, where Rogolzar turns up again and he is a little bit mecharized.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So we have the render for that if we wanted to.
Oh, that's good. Z Smooth. I don't know much about DBZ. Who are some of the premier characters other than Goku and Vegeta? I mean, Gohan is a really big one. Trunks is a really big one. Bulma's one of my favorites.
You got Krillin, who's always kind of a mainstay. You got Piccolo, and especially in the Z age. Master Roshi has kind of always been a long stay as well. It's the Dragon Ball's got a lot of cast of characters, except the thing with the Dragon Ball that might be a bit different if you're more from the DC side, is Dragon Ball tends to have a bit more of a rotating cast, where you'll have a couple of characters be really important for a couple of arcs, and then some fans label it as the character's been wasted, but I just see it the characters had their story and it's time to move on. But some characters will be really relevant for a little bit, and then they'll take a backseat and let new characters come in. If you compare the cast lineup from the Majin Buu saga to the very first arc of Dragon Ball, literally just Goku and Bulma are the only people that stick around from beginning to end, and everyone else gets kind of interchanged and swapped out. So those, I think, the ones that you definitely call the two main characters of Dragon Ball are Goku and Bulma. And being able to say Bulma, who is a non-powered character, I think, in my opinion, debunks the idea that power scaling kind of is what's important for keeping Dragon Ball characters relevant, because Bulma's the only one who's the mainstay and she never got any stronger.
She got a lot smarter, though. You gotta give her that.
Exactly, right. So I don't know. Dragon Ball, yeah, it's not like DC, where Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, Perry White are always going to be the Superman cast. It's more every now and again, depending on the arc, different characters come in and have different spotlight.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's see here. What about Final Crisis or Crisis on Infinite Earths? Again, we're just not repeating stories.
I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths already happened.
Oh, that's true.
You check out the Super Saiyan Saga episode 1 and we talk about it. Goku lived through that. He doesn't remember it because no one after Crisis remembered it, but that did happen.
Mm-hmm. Alfie, I should ask, can you hear Leah crying like mad in the background?
No.
Okay, good. Favorite Dragon Ball quotes. Who see this is where the dubisms kind of come in, right? And I gotta I'm a dubby, so I gotta wonder if my favorite quotes are actual lines from the show or if they're butchered kind of things. So I don't know, Alfie, you go first.
Favorite Dragon Ball quote. I really like when after Goku dies in the Cell Saga, and then he tells Gohan and Chi-Chi is like, "I'll see you again real soon." Like that's like part of that morbid bit of Dragon Ball humor, and like kind of the innocence and like the joy of the series that I really like. That one always kind of stuck with me. In terms of something a little bit more serious, um. Do, 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 do. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to remember. Dragon Ball's a series where it's not so much iconic quotes, but I do really like Vegeta's whole Saiyan saga breakdown, where he just loses it. And the good thing about this, Ian, is this is consistent from like Kai, Z-Dub, and the sub. Is he says roughly the same thing. You know, when he gets Kaioken by ×3 Goku punches him in the gut, and he bleeds, and he just wipes his mouth, and he just starts like shaking, like which is rare to see. Like it's not even like an anger shake; it's just like a panic attack almost. And he's like, "Blood from my royal like elite fame, how dare you!" And it just goes screaming on. Like I also like the Vegeta's opening quote in the Saiyan Saga, where he's like, "I am the wall that no amount of hard work can ever overcome." It's really good.
Yeah, no, that one's fucking great. I don't know, there's so many like good meme ones too. Favorite Dragon Ball quotes are hard. I really like a lot of Goku-isms in original Dragon Ball 2, where it's just like, "What are you, an idiot? My name's Goku." It's just the best. What is Vegeta's role going forward in the story by J2S? Well, I mean, we're doing a Vegeta piece, so you will certainly see. We do kind of. I feel like we've given basically all the answers you need between the end of the Super Saiyan saga and the first episode of the Doom saga. But you can either go back through the community posts and find the newspaper article that we show in the Doom Saga. You can find that and blow it up and read it, or you can go over to you can search Dragon Ball DC on DeviantArt, and you'll be able to find a lot of the fake covers I've made for the series as well. But among that, you'll be able to find our Lois Lane Wonder Woman interview, and that gives pretty much the most clear what is Vegeta going to be doing in the Doom Saga that you're going to get until what is it, episode 4? I don't think that's too spoilery to say that Vegeta is not going to show up till episode 4. So you got a little bit longer to wait. Episode 3 is coming up soon.
It'll be worth it. Vegeta got some pretty damn cool stuff in this, and you can guarantee because we've got the ultimate Vegeta fanboy helping write it with Sid, so you know we're gonna do our boy right.
Soul2XL says, "Where did Goku get the heart virus? Was it Mogo? Why you got to do my boy like that? Like, or my planet like that? Why you got to assume Mogo's responsible? That's just wrong." I don't know, it'd be interesting. You know, we talk about this all the time, and I don't think people quite take it seriously, but you should go rewatch the Super Saiyan saga now that you've seen the Doom saga. Someone left a comment on episode 1 the other day that just got me kind of giddy with my evil laughter. So you can go rewatch that and let me know what you think.
And it's also, just because this is a virus that attacks the heart, don't assume it's the same virus as Dragon Ball Z.
That's the mistake I think a lot of people have made. Let's see here. Any idea for when we'll get the DBDC Nappa design? I don't know, man. We gotta get on Ash about that, like, harder. Anytime I see Ash posted, I'm just like, so, Nappa.
Nappa, man.
It's cool because I want to make, I might be able to, if I get the Nappa design, I might be able to do this as a stream, which would be cool. I'm gonna be able to make a cover on stream, and you guys
That'd be cool.
might get a kick out of seeing that come together because those are more work than I think you might assume they are. And chat said earlier they can hear Leah crying, so sorry guys. She's working on going to bed right now. She's teething. She's having a hard time. Be nice to my baby girl.
No.
Oh.
Send love in the chat for our resident Wonder Woman, Leah. I keep doing that every single time.
I know, it's so funny. Well, Haley's trying to come in.
Sorry.
Hey.
She's being difficult.
I know.
She'll get there though.
Oh, okay. Haley's here. Everyone say hi to Haley.
Hi.
Yay.
Hi, Haley.
Don't think I'm gonna stay though.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
Am I being too loud, you think, or are we good? No? Okay. She's just having a
I
hard
think
time.
part of it, she can hear your voice, but she'll fall asleep, so
Okay.
whatever. Alright.
Steve Baxey asks the important question, when more Larfleeze and Jenny? Man, Steve, I love you so much. See, Steve will make you a mod for that.
Steve knows what's up. I was subscribed to Steve Baxey as well.
Yeah,
They're
totally.
doing some great content.
Some good content. Yeah, Larfleeze and Jenny are coming back. Hopefully people will actually watch their episodes this time. Yeah, no, they're coming back. They're technically what should have happened is we should have gotten the first episode of their podcast posting after Doom episode 2 before episode 3 because it's actually going to take place right in the middle of episode 2. But just schedules being that we need lines from Mist Air Fusion right in the middle of their DB December just became a bit of a problem. So, oh well, Dragon Ball Day section December, it became a problem. We just had to push that one off. So those will be in the right place in the movie cut.
Yes.
Oh, yay, super chat. AM Hero _69. No questions. Just wanted to say thank you guys for all the hard work you put into this passion project. It's been really helpful to have something like this while going through college applications and my breakup. Oh, thank you so much. We're so glad to know that people are enjoying this as much as we are. Joshua Benenfield says, I watched the Jenny and Larfleeze show. Good. You're one of the good ones.
You're a good boy, that's for sure.
K Soda says the Kakarot and Jenny interaction was lovely. Thank you. We are really happy with that one, and it's been an incredibly useful tool to find out who to ignore.
Yeah, we like to use stuff like that to weed out people which are, if they're mad about that, they're gonna be mad about a lot of things coming up. So it's good to get them out.
Yeah, no lie there. You and Smugstick good for a crossover? Question mark says Krishna boy.
I mean, yeah, if the crossover includes a battle to the death.
God. Who's got the money on Smug?
He's got that Disney backing.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. Let's hear Bradley Clownard. Bradley, you better not act like a clownard. Will Bruce Wayne ever return, or is he dead? Who's to say?
Who's to say? If only we could put that GIF in the Discord, in the live chat. That'd be really funny.
Let's hear Moose Haddock. This is an interesting one. What would you correct or change from previous parts of DC if, like, we were to go back and George Lucas it?
You know my answer, so I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, the editing and the style of episode 1.
I just remove into episode 1. I hate it so much, but it's our biggest video, so I can't like delete it or anything. But like, I would change that entire goddamn video. I cannot stand episode 1 at all. I hate it. It's embarrassing having it up on the channel.
Jesus. It's embarrassing because it's just like every other What If on YouTube?
Yes, because I need to be the best, Ian.
Oh, that's funny.
That's like my Amazing Fantasy 15 moment. That's like my Uncle Ben death is episode 1. Is I was arrogant and I paid the price, and now I have to live with it for the rest of my life.
I think for me, is I'd like to just make things longer, which I know is ridiculous because the episodes are already so long as is. But like, I really think I would like to add another episode in the Entity Saga, because we focus a lot on what, Mara and Flash are doing on World World, and what Martian Manhunter and Hawkgirl with Larfleeze are doing out in their adventures. But we really only get, like, the one adventure, or the one look at Kyle, Batman, and Kakarot. And so, like, I've talked about it. There's, like, obviously this thing that says there's, a 6-week gap in what we see, and Batman clearly implies that they've been to, like, planet after planet and found nothing. And so my headcanon for that is that's or not the headcanon, but that, like, the implication in that is where Kyle Rayner is learning to be a Green Lantern, but also keeps showing in really subtle ways to Kakarot all the capacity he has. And I think we do a good job of showing that in those episodes that we do have with them. We show that Kyle has an intense capacity for hope, that he uses fear because he's learned from Batman how to utilize fear in a different way. We definitely show it, but I would have liked to show just more of it. I would have liked to show kind of the selfish side. I would have liked to show the elements of compassion, the elements of love come through, so you would have, like, fully realized, no, this is the White Lantern. Kyle Rayner's the guy who can do it all. But at the same time, those episodes were getting really long.
Yeah.
M Hero 69. How is Dick Grayson's relationship with Goku compared to his relationship with Superman in DC canon? Has he stepped up similarly to Diana, or has she filled that Soup's niche in his life? His relationship...
Not so much. Yeah, because Diana's kind of got a weird relationship with the Justice League, where, like, I wouldn't necessarily... It's harder to be friends with Diana in a way that it's not with, like, Superman. And that's not to say against, like, Diana as, like, one warrior woman or anything. It's just, there's that cultural difference. Is that Diana did not grow up in... Diana effectively comes from, like, 5,000 years in the future. Like, she's not from a place from behind. She is just so ahead of everyone else that it's hard to... There's not that instant, like, Dick Grayson can't exactly, like, talk about, like, movies and stuff with her. It's like she just wouldn't get it because, like, again, different upbringing, different background. She's still the best, and Dick Grayson and Wonder Woman are great people, so of course they're gonna be friends and they're gonna bond and they're gonna have a great time. But the good thing that Clark has, which again, no one's really filled the void that Superman is Diana stepped up with, like, the Rose Gallery and, like, the big threats and leading the Justice League, but, like, we make a point of it with Batman to really say that, like, Superman is such an important hero and such a one-of-a-kind figure that when that's gone, like, nothing can replace it. And certainly not Goku of all people. It's just he is not designed to be that kind of inspirational figure. So, in terms of, like, friendship, it's not the same as he has with Clark with a dynamic, but it's still really good with Goku because Dick Grayson, especially when he was Robin, just thinks Goku's the coolest thing ever. Like every kid does when they see Dragon Ball Z. Is Goku's just the coolest guy. He can do all these things, and he's really good at fighting, and he can power up, and he can do all things. Like everything we like as fans when we grew up on Dragon Ball is what Dick Grayson sees, and he loves it. And when he got to talk to the guy, he really appreciated having such a guy who's so down to earth and so chill and kind of gullible and kind of just fun and pure, and especially when he was having bad times with Bruce, having someone like Kakarot, who, if Bruce is being a dick, Kakarot would just bluntly call it out in a way that even Clark wouldn't, because Goku's got no filter. Goku's got no... He will be... like again, you see what he's like with Bulma. He calls her saggy tits like nearly every single time they meet up. Like the dude is born with no chill. He's not meaning it maliciously. It's just like his brain doesn't work that way. So Dick Grayson really appreciates having someone like that in his corner, who will always believe the best in him, who's always rooting for him, and is never judgmental in any way, shape, or form. Is Kakarot will never judge to his own detriment, because he's like that with like Lex Luthor as well. He's like Kakarot he's happy to meet everyone, and he'll fight you and he'll get angry in the moment. But you see in Dragon Ball Z, like Goku's happy to chill out with Frieza, and like Frieza killed his family and genocided his homeworld. And in the Broly movie, you see Vegeta's rightly like, you can't do this, but Goku's just like, well, it's in the past, and that's a sad thing. In like the consequences, but it's also what makes him such a good character. Is he will always forgive people and always be there for people. So yeah, him and Dick Grayson, super buddies, super good friends.
Yeah. Joshua Benefield, are there any DC heroes that get along with Kakarot Kent that you have not been introduced or referenced in DBDC, like for example Black Canary or Starfire? The thing we've talked about is during that like 7-year gap between Origin Saga and Saiyan Saga, Kakarot basically had run-ins with everyone that matters that we're not going to touch, or don't have immediate plans for, I guess is the better way to put it. Like, so yeah, he's met Starfire or Black Canary, and he's met I don't know, The Question. He's had the team ups that you would expect to see. Those like I don't know, pick up a random comic and it's got freaking Batman meets the Shaggy Man or whatever. Like he would have that level of comic book history, and he would have a Goku level of relationship with all of them. He would be ultra friendly, maybe a little too headstrong. There'd be people that wouldn't like him, people that do like him, and then there's people that can't help but like him. Stuff like that. He's had that, general DC relationship that I don't know, I guess that's hard to describe if you aren't a DC fan. Like everyone's kind of familiar with everyone else, and Goku, like in particular, I think would fit in well with the superhero community just because like, you know how like they always have to contrive a reason when two characters are in the same book to fight for like half that issue at first, and then they get along and have the thing. That's just like Goku's did. He's like, yeah, this is great. I love going to meet new heroes because we always end up fighting for a few pages. It's great.
He's like, he gets off on that. That's his favorite part. And then when he gets to the teamwork part, he kind of doesn't like it.
It's like,
he's like, no, I don't want to work with you guys. It's one-on-one.
Yeah.
Goku would never have a Brave and the Bold team-up, but he'd be against it on principle.
Maybe it depends on like what he'd be against it unless the other side was like, you need that villain team ups. Yeah, you need the villain team ups too.
People.
Exactly.
Like Justice League will like fight someone all together, and as long as they're not like a world-destroying threat or anything, he'll generally sit out of it unless he can get solo dibs.
Yeah.
And like people like Batman don't like that, but that's just how he is. He's got that Saiyan pride in him, even before he knew he was a Saiyan.
Ooh, this is kind of a cool one. Aiden Angelis, what are your 3 favorite techniques from Dragon Ball? Mine are Kaioken, Fusion, and the Kamehameha. Yeah, Fusion is like the shit. Fusion is the dumbest, coolest thing in the world, and I love it. So that's gotta be my top one. I really like Piccolo's Hellzone Grenade. Like, a lot of Piccolo's techniques are really cool because they're just so, like, strategic uses of ki, and that just really appeals to me. And then I'm gonna feel bad if I don't put a Vegeta one on here. Alright, I'm gonna put a Vegeta one on here, but not the one I think anyone remembers or is expecting. I'm gonna give, like, the fucking dirty fireworks move.
Yeah.
Because that's just so brutal.
Actually, a bit of trivia, that's actually Vegeta's most famous line in Japan.
Oh, interesting.
Dirty fireworks becomes like in Japan, that's like a meme on the level of... I'm trying to think of a good one.
Like over 9,000?
No. Apologies accepted, Captain Nida. Like a Vader quote. Like,
oh, wow.
It's huge. Like,
Damn.
if you say dirty fireworks in Japan, they will instantly know who it is. because that's the level Dragon Ball is over there. And it's weird that of all thing, like Final Flash or anything won't do it, but like for some reason, Dirty Fireworks is like a Vader level quote. It's like a very quotable thing that Vegeta did most famous moments.
I'll let you go in a second, but we just got a $5 super chat by K Soda.
Oh yay, thank you.
Yeah, so I want to get to their question real quick. Forgive me if I'm overstepping, but I think it would be cool to see movies in the sense of DC side stories like Injustice, Flashpoint, etc. I mean, it would be like infinite time, infinite budget, yada yada. It'd be cool to do some of those as like Goku in the Flashpoint storyline or Goku in the Injustice storyline could maybe be fun on some level, but like at the end of the day, the resources we have, we feel are best put to doing, you know, the sagas that we've planned out, the ideas that we have ready to go. Oh, Aaron's in the chat. Hi, Aaron.
Say hi to Khalifa, everyone.
Yeah, say hi to Khalifa and Hawk Girl and Mara. And Mercy. Yeah, she's Mercy too. Yes. There you go.
Mercy Graves.
Yep. All right. So what are your top 3 Dragon Ball techniques?
Okay, so I want to. Kamehameha, Kaioken are obvious, right? So I want to avoid those because whoever I forget the name he said his thing, but you've got good taste for picking those. I appreciate you a lot. So I'm not going to use those because again I want to try and get a chance to say everything. Something I always liked as a kid, in the same way that you like Piccolo techniques, I've always really liked Tien's moves. Is I love the Tri-Beam. The Tri-Beam is so cool to me. I love the hand posture on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but like the Tri-Beam, especially when he uses it against Sai, he's like Kiko, and he's like boom, boom, and the idea that's a repetition attack, like it's not just one shot. It's like he spams it. Like I love when characters spam moves for overkill. I think that Tien's techniques are always really cool, but out of all of them, I really like the Tri-Beam. What's another good one? I quite like. I love Jiren's eye glare. Jiren's like little, like when he just looks at people and they go down, I think is a really effective way of showing him as a level of strength. Because like Dragon Ball, it's like you can say the character is stronger than the last one, and that's normally enough to get by. But with Jiren, especially in the manga, and the anime did a really good job of this as well, especially in the manga, they really sold Jiren as like a different level of overpowered, of like, this guy is strength incarnate, to the point where even 3 arcs later, no, not even 3 arcs later, 2 arcs later, like if you count the Broly movie and Moro, people are still arguing if Jiren is stronger than those guys. Like, he left that much of an impression. Like, you would never do that. That'd be like arguing if Frieza was stronger than Boo. Like that. Like, that's. He is now, of course, but like at the time, it's like it's one of those things where I like the use of the eye glare and Jiren's other techniques, where like he doesn't use a lot of movement. When he does, it's like really impactful. And then finally, I mean, I'll count it as a technique, because that's what they call it all the time, but you can make an argument if this is a form. But Ultra Instinct, man. Ultra Instinct
I think Ultra Instinct is 100% a technique. You know, it's funny, calling out Team 4-Star, more like Team Fuck Up Star, with their Drama Monday. They put Ultra Instinct on their top 12 transformations, and I don't think it's a transformation. I've got that fucking controversial ass opinion that I think it's actually the anti-transformation. I think that fucking Ultra Instinct is mostly base. Is my crazy fucking crackpot theory of that one It's Always Sunny meme with all the like you know, boards and the threads and stuff. That's me with my Ultra Instinct takes.
But like even avoiding that, I do think they make a point of it in the manga where Roshi talks about like, don't use forms and techniques, go back to your roots. And then if he did use a form after that, I think that would be a level of mixed messaging which I'm not trying to get across.
Going Super Saiyan and Ultra Instinct would be pretty hype though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I think you could do that. But like, yeah, Ultra Instinct is just perfect end stone for Goku. Perfect encapsulation of everything Dragon Ball's going to go in. Using Bruce Lee philosophy is always going to get me hyped. So Ultra Instinct is super good. But if you're if you're gonna be a stickler, you're gonna be a dirty stickler. I'll say if I can't count Ultra Instinct, I will also count time skip.
Time
Hit
skip's pretty
time
fucking
skip
hype.
is super, especially the noise they give it in the anime, where it's like, pew, pew. I had to use it. When I got to use that edit, when Odin used it in DB Norse, I was so happy because it's so satisfying. It's like, pew, pew. It's good, man. It's good.
It's some good shit. I wanted to scroll up real quick, and I caught this. It's like, we don't really care if DBDC has this top-notch story. We just want it to be entertained. You seem to stress yourself out about that a little too hard. Dude, you don't understand. We're not making DBDC for you. You just get to watch it.
Yeah, like, I don't think you get it, is like, we do it for us, and we would never want to write something that wasn't a top-notch story. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. I'm not interested in really entertaining people. I don't think about, when we talk about things, it's not about, oh yeah, the fans will really get a kick out of this. It's Ian says an idea or I say an idea, and the other one's like, oh, that would be so cool, I want to see that. Like, it's us. We do it for us, first and foremost. So yeah, I appreciate your concern for us, but no amount of concern will change how much love and work we put into the show, because if we didn't, it would feel hollow. Like, we have to give it our all, like Goku would. Otherwise, like, what's the point?
So good. No worries, no worries. A bunch of people listed off their favorites. Steve said Baby's Revenge Death Ball is like an anti-spirit bomb, is really cool. Yeah, I fucking love that thing. That's such a good one.
I was very hyped when they included that in his Fighters trailer.
Yeah. No, Baby's gonna be fucking sick in Fighters, man. I'm like legit hyped about that one. Let's see here. XX Super Ultra Zero XX Fusion ? Yeah, Fusion's in Dragon Ball DC. Mr. Fusion is a member of the cast of Dragon Ball DC.
Son of a gun.
I don't know, Fusion as a technique. It's gonna be one of those who's to say things. AM Hero 69 again, another $4.99 donation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Says, yes, the best way to live life. Remember, kiddos, treat yourself like a king first most. Indeed. It's the thing, is like, we just write these for us to have a good time, and it's a good time writing them. Man, I still get so hyped seeing the frickin' GIF animations come up for the donations. They're so good.
Yeah,
it's
really good.
Waiting to see my my Uzaru boy show up back up again. We got him once. Neat. I'm challenging the chat. See you, Uzaru Vegeta. Donate over $20. Goku versus, I'm assuming he's saying Yamcha. Who win? Dude, fucking Kid Goku broke the fourth wall with Yamcha's face. I don't see any way that Yamcha ever has a chance.
Yamcha beat him in baseball, so really.
Yeah.
That's the W, if you ask me.
Yeah. God, that fucking baseball episode. Dragon Ball DC baseball episode when?
Oh man, if only. When's that Patreon short gonna get made?
I know, right? Shaggy steps in and rests both. Oh, no. YWACH from Bleach. Okay.
Yark. Yeah. He means someone called Yuark Bark. Is very annoying pronunciation. Well, I mean, I know he has that whole future sight thing and like can predict reality and thing, but then Bleach is also effectively just Dragon Ball with swords, and the solution to beating that was Ichigo got stronger. So there's kind of Goku's genre. So I'm just gonna give that one to. Because you just said Goku, let's just say current Super Goku. Yeah, he mops him like like it's not a big deal.
Oh man, AM Hero, I was kidding, man. Dude just donated $24.99. Just so we can see the Vegeta gif. Oh, you're the best, dude.
All right, please, whatever. Just say suggestions now. You don't have to keep donating. We'll answer them. You've already done enough.
Oh, but look at that fucking Vegeta Ozaru Dragon Ball DC Vegeta gif. It's the best.
Thank you so much. That's incredibly generous of you. Please save your money. We're all right. You don't have to keep doing that.
Well, this might mean more commissions. So there's that.
True.
Aaron says Bleach greater than DBZ. I'm not sorry. Oof.
Aaron hasn't even watched DBZ. That Khalifa actress has said, "Oh yeah, I watched it a little bit, but like I gave her like a link to watch all of Dragon Ball, and she hasn't, so she can't say shit." Yeah, I'm just saying. Khalifa on her own could solo all of Bleach. There, feel nice about yourself, and also feel bad. I don't know if that's true, Bleach fans. Don't crucify me. I'm just making a meme.
Oh man. Let's see here. Mr. Yosha says, is DBDC going to use Super Saiyan 4, the God forms, or both? Well, you just saw Geeks references. Spoilers! Oh no!
Super Saiyan Vegeta!
Oh man. We'll see. That's one of those who's to say moments. Who's to say we'll ever do anything past Super Saiyan? Because when you think about it, Super Saiyan's the top anyway. And we're not really about the transformations, so, you know, who's to say? Let's see here. AM Hero says, I'm just doing my part, Winky Face. Well, you're just awesome. Thank you so much. But please stop spending money on us. You've done all the top donations this stream, so, you know, don't go crazy, boyo. Let's see here. We need more Saiyans for God, says King. Well, maybe. Maybe you would. Maybe that's the plot hole.
Top 10 DBDC plot holes, chat. Go.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, like, legit, I'm curious what people think are Dragon Ball DC plot holes. I'm, like, begging for that one. That sounds great. Ooh. The inker has made a correction. Let's see here. Timothy McQueen says we're going to see at least one Super Saiyan 2. Maybe. Maybe not. Who's to say? The who's to say button. That's what I need to do. I need to get Trevor to do the who's to say, like, his attack.
And
then
just, character.
then just have it as like a fucking button. Mr. Yosha, DBDC plot holes. Number 1, it's too good. DBZ fan 105. How would Dragon Ball DC Goku interact with DBZ Goku? They'd probably get along pretty well. They'd want to fight. DBZ, if you're talking specifically DBZ Goku would be like just fucking shocked at how strong DBDC Goku is. Like, Alfie, could I just disclose something to you? I legitimately believe that like half the reason that people like the series so much is just because we've had the gall to say that our version of Goku would be stronger than mainline.
You've had the goal to say that. I've left myself relatively mum, especially recently. You just won't shut up about it.
I mean, if you're just talking Z, he outpaces him. It happens pretty damn quick. You've given people a metric, so there's that.
There is that. I mean, yeah. He is just a regular Super Saiyan. Like, not even any of the grade forms. Like, people think, like, Superboy... I want to say this, like, you guys think, like, Superboy's, like, grade 4 or anything. He's not. He's regular Super Saiyan. And that's why, if you look at episode 2, he's so tired. He's in it all the time, but he's not... That's only part of the equation. It's being able to do that while not putting a strain on your body. And he hasn't got that part figured out yet. And Goku is just regular Super Saiyan because he didn't... He's probably on his way to
grade for, just given that's what we talk about with Mogo, is he's trying to do that, but he's not got it yet. He's not figured it out. So he's just regular old grade 1 Super Saiyan, and he's like one-shotting someone who we say can blow up a solar system, and super perfect Cell could blow up a solar system at like full power. So take that of it as you will.
Yep. I don't know. I think mainline Goku and DBDC Kakarot would have a good time. I think they'd get along pretty well. It'd be funny because we've established that Kakarot's also just a little bit smarter than Goku. So you'd probably have some kind of gold interaction where Kakarot just says some really basic shit. It's like, oh, solar system. That's a sun and any planets that rotate around it. And then it's just like, wow, you're really smart.
Yeah, I went to school for a little bit. I went to school for a week.
That's the level of intelligence he has over him. He has a week more schooling. Like that's what's fake. Is like he's smarter than him, but to the degree where that makes him dumber. Because now he'll talk about things and get them wrong more. So it's like the perfect harmony. He's actually dumber than DBZ Goku if you really think about it. Because DBZ Goku doesn't try as much to speak about shit.
Not get these fucking circles right.
Circle, circle, square, square. Use the shape tool.
Thank you.
Okay. K-Soda, $5 donations. Did you guys simply imply that Kakarot and Shiva hooked up? If so, ... Cassandra Cain? ? Someone's not looking at the covers for the next time on Dragon Ball DC. For shame, for shame, for shame.
Go watch the episode 2 ending right now, and you see a fully grown Cassandra Cain, and Goku and Shiva hooked up like what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago at this point.
Yep.
So
no. Obviously Time Chamber confirmed.
Yeah, Time Patrol Cassandra Cain confirmed. No, it's like, yeah, Goku and Shiva hooked up, but timeline-wise, by that point, Cassandra Cain was already born and around and alive and doing things. They had no kid from that. It was a protected session.
Yeah, no, Shiva's already been through one kid. She's not interested in doing it again.
I'm just gonna go off this. I see why they did this in the reference now. The Inca shall not correct it because it's an annoying angle to put these goddamn circles there.
I love the fact that like when Adam was designing this, he talked about like, or you guys talked about how he kept wanting to make it more complex, and you kept like preaching for simplicity. And then when we asked Adam to draw it again from a different angle for the dialogues, he's like, oh man, these circles are really hard to get.
That's what I'm telling. Like no one listens to me on the team, man, when it comes to art, and I get it. There are more talented artists than me who we work with, but like, I do know about design philosophy a little bit, guys. I'm just trying to save you all work. Stop. I feel it's like that interview with Toriyama and Toyotaro, where like Toriyama says, yeah, my biggest advice to him is to stop trying so hard. Like, it's okay. Take some shortcuts. Like, you're putting in more work than you need to. He's like, but Toriyama said, say, I just love the franchise so much. I just want to no. So like I definitely relate to Toriyama. Laziness and simplicity equals better. Like, it's not even a joke. It's the truth.
Mm-hmm. It's just.
I won't use the shape tool because the shape tool's annoying, but I will.
Can I make a suggestion can I give you the way that I would do this?
You can try.
Okay. I would go to your Vegeta reference there, since the angle is actually somewhat similar. I would just grab the shoulder with the lasso tool, put it in as its own layer, and then, shift and morph it to it roughly being in the same location as his current shoulder, and then just trace the circles. That's my suggestion.
No.
Okay.
But you were hard, but you were then ignored quite swiftly.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just here trying to help, that's all.
Well, why don't you go take your health and well, yeah.
Hey, is Goku and Vegeta are going to Fused in the story by Alan Perkins? We shall see. Who's to say? Who's to say? I mean, I don't even know if there's a way to make fusion happen in DC. It's just, it's like we're not going to bring in the Patara, so I don't know. Crazy X-Man says, when is episode 3 coming out for Doom Saga? We answered that a little bit earlier, but should be on Patreon by the end of next week, and then it'll be up the week after that. Spinner Rex, wonder if Vegeta will get a new outfit. Yeah, next episode he's getting a new outfit. We're just putting all this work into this render just for fun.
Just flashbacks only.
Yeah, exactly. Out of curiosity, are you still doing What If Superman Was in Ruby?
Yes, I am. It's just other stuff took priority, especially with echoes, and editing those episodes takes a lot of work. So other things just kind of took off, and I wanted to make sure Doom Saga took priority. But yeah, I'm still doing that. It's just we've got to make sure priorities things. And again, with the response of echoes and kind of the aliens and Dragon Balls and stuff, it's like every time we branch out, it doesn't get the same amount of response. So at the moment, just in the interest of keeping the channel, I'm more focused on like what actually is getting a good response from people at the moment, and then do more of like that one-off stuff, because I would do more, but it's just like people need to click on the videos, and then I'll have the justification to do it.
It is always such a disappointment that, you know, certain things that we're doing just don't get the same response as DBDC. It's funny because people really like us as storytellers, we can definitely tell, but the second we branch out from the one thing, it seems to really upset people, which is, I don't know. What can you do? Anyway, Aaron says bombshells when.
Bombshells is coming after episode 3.
A thought occurred to me. Are we going to see Mr. Miracle working with Nappa? That's a funny idea.
It's a very funny image. That Mr. Miracle pee break scene, but with Nappa. That's a good ass scene. Tom King writing Nappa dialogue is what I want to really say.
Spinner Rex, I would want to see Vegeta get some combat advice from Wonder Woman because she is more skilled. That's an interesting point to bring up, because like, as a Wonder Woman fan, the thing with Wonder Woman versus Superman, for example, is, yeah, Superman's probably, like, physically stronger than her. Like, he'd win an arm wrestling match, but that doesn't mean he'd win in a fight, because Wonder Woman's a more skilled fighter. Vegeta and Goku are, like, martial artists, first and foremost. Vegeta, a little less so, but Alfie and I have had that whole debate before. So I don't know. I might say that Vegeta's just as, if not more, skilled than Wonder Woman in like martial combat. So if they were to both be put on like completely even playing field, that would be a very interesting fight to see.
My argument to that is like, if Vegeta's not taking fighting advice from Goku, he's not taking it from fucking Wonder Woman. Like Vegeta at the end of his debate of like his development, like married Vegeta with child, still agonized about having to take advice from Whis, who is like the top of the fucking food chain, especially at that time, and he was still like really super begrudging. And even then, he's not that good at listening to orders, like, because Whis is like, yeah, Ultra Instinct doesn't really suit him because Vegeta's more following his own path. Vegeta's just kind of, and people kind of forget this, is Vegeta's kind of a natural freak when it comes to fighting. Is like, yes, he's no Broly in terms of potential, but as a child, he was still the strongest Saiyan on the planet. Like, he surpassed his father when he was just a child. Like, it's not... It's a fucking joke at how skilled Vegeta is without really having to try. So, yes, Vegeta, Goku and Wonder Woman probably know more form, and they know more technique. But, like, against Vegeta, he's just got such an inbred sense of fight, of violence, that it kind of evens the playing field no matter what. An example I want to use is if anyone who's ever watched Hajime no Ippo, the main character Ippo, it starts off as he's a person who's bullied at school, and he's super weak, and he has to train in boxing, and eventually he gets really, really good. But it's all through like hard work and dedication. One of his main rivals in that series is a boxer called Sendo, who literally has no guard. He's just really good at fighting. And he has he's just good at it. That's just nothing explanation. And there are fighters like that in the world, like George Foreman. He didn't really have that much technique, but he was just so fucking good. It's one of those things that Vegeta doesn't really need to learn form or technique, because at the end of the day, violence is still violence. And not always the most skilled person is going to win if there's like a freak of nature who kind of upends the rules, and Vegeta is that guy. So I don't think Vegeta would take advice from anyone in DC, especially at this stage in his development. No one is going to be able to tell him anything about fighting, otherwise he would take offense to that and probably try and kill them. Again, Vegeta at this point in his life, still very much a bad guy. Wonder Woman's just found a way to placate him a little bit, but he's not a good guy.
Yeah, that's the thing people are missing. I've seen there's the one guy who's like, oh, why would he want to be a hero? It's like, well, I mean, his other option is being a prisoner, and he's not really enjoyed that so far. So, there's some... Vegeta's interesting because he's a really complex character in series, and I think a lot of his development gets ignored by people. And so it's just, I don't know, it just always surprises me that so much of Vegeta's development is kind of behind the scenes and isn't commented on. It's just there to be interpreted. And so it's fun to bring that character into DC. Forgive me if I'm overstepping. I think that other hand needs some more knuckle detail from the sketch. It does look just a little flat.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, so I don't know. That's one of those things. Will Vegeta actually go to trial, or will Wonder Woman bring him to the League? Hold on. I'm just going to link the thing in the description here. Give me just one sec. Because no one read the newspaper article. Yeah, so there's a newspaper article. The interview with Wonder Woman and Lois Lane concerning Vegeta. There it is, linked in the chat for folks. So you can go check that out. Favorite it for later, whatever. But Vegeta's role in the Doom Saga, that's the beginning of it. I will say that the Doom Saga is when Vegeta's going to be taking the most of a backseat throughout Dragon Ball DC. There's just going to be a lot of focus on other characters this time. He's still going to have an arc throughout this saga, but it's not going to be nearly the leaps and bounds of development he got in the 2 episodes of the Entity and Super Saiyan saga he's had on all to himself so far. So we're not going to have quite that level of development, but there's still an arc here. Goku Black, please, because the story will be more sick. Cool emoji, cool emoji, cool emoji from Alan Perkins.
I mean, Goku Black is pretty sick.
It's a good argument.
I will agree with that, man. Well, Goku Black's great, but does it fit in DBDC? Well, there's no Zamasu, so no matter what we did, it wouldn't be Goku Black, would it? Because he's not evil Goku. He's Zamasu in Goku's body, and without Zamasu, you do not get that character.
Yep.
He's very much the fusion of Goku and Zamasu's personalities.
Here's a good one. Sergio Zepeda says, so how far out have you planned the story so far? We have the definitive ending planned. It's not been scripted. We've got all of the Doom Saga scripted. We've got the Bombshells Saga scripted. And we've got basically a rough outline for the rest of the series thus far. With that being said, we've had a rough outline for the rest of the series thus far, and then we keep adding sagas because we just get closer to it, and we're like, we need to spend some time here. So that don't get too worried. The answer we gave in Discord is by the time the Doom Saga wraps up, it's 12 episodes. We'll be at about the middle of the series. Let's see here. What if Genghis Khan was in Dragon Ball? Youth Goku era stuff. Guess he just gets his shit rocked, right? Like...
I mean, I'd be surprised if there is not a guy that looks like Genghis Khan somewhere in the background of early Dragon Ball.
Right.
That kind of character design stuff happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So Starro would be cool to help. Okay, hold on. Krishna Boy keeps asking the same question, so we'll address it. Wait, can Goku stack his Wrath form on his Super Saiyan form? I don't need sleep. I need answers. Right now he's still working on Super Saiyan, so he's going to try to work on that before he thinks even considers something as crazy as that.
Yeah, the idea hasn't occurred to him anyway, but even if it has, it's that level of like, well, Super Saiyan suits him more. Like, Wrath was something he found out where Yang, who was trying to control him, encouraged him to use the Wrath form because it's a form that it highlights the negative emotions. It highlights anger. It highlights uncontrollability. So Goku could use that form, and he's got it down to the point now where he can use it as a good tool. But the anger is such a part of it that you can never really take it away, and that's just not how Goku likes to fight. He likes to be in full control of himself. And Super Saiyan lets him do that. Super Saiyan lets him get a little bit of anger, but it's even when he first fought Frieza, he was ultimately that kind of like cold anger, like, so you can blow up a planet, but you can't destroy a single man kind of anger, like the seething, like little cocky anger is what Goku's really good at, and that's what makes him really scary. So he suits Super Saiyan a lot more, so that's why he's sticking with that and only focusing on Super Saiyan. In terms of can you do that at all, theoretically, well, Broly goes from Wrath to Super Saiyan in his movie, but that also leads to Broly being unique, and Broly's Wrath form isn't exactly the same as Goku, because just like Broly's Super Saiyan is unique, so are all of his forms, is because he's the legendary Super Saiyan. So the properties for that would be different, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Will Luther create a DC version of Cell using Amazo and the same cloning tech he used for Superboy? Cell is not gonna be that. The Doom Saga is not the Cell Saga. Forgive me if I sound like annoyed by that. I get why you're asking the question. Don't get me wrong. I'm not annoyed by it. It's just you answer the same question a million times. It kind of gets a little grating. So I'll just try to say real quick. The Doom Saga is not the Cell Saga. There's not going to be a Cell stand-in. Yada yada yada. Crazy X-Man. Will the Kale and Caulifla counterparts have their own little story arc as well as Broly since he's not on Earth? I think that's expand the DBDC. Crazy X-Man, I have good news for you. Kale and Caulifla were shown in the Super Saiyan Saga. They got a cameo. They were in the Bombshells universe, and they will be making an appearance. Not only an appearance, they will have their entire own saga. Because the Doom Saga is so long, of 12 episodes, we need to kind of break that up a little bit, we think. Just to, add some variety and get some more stuff out of the way too. So there's a 4-episode Bombshell saga that is focused 100% on Kale and Caulifla. This is like the first 2 minutes of the thing. The Bombshell saga actually starts with the scene where Kakarot left that universe. That is like the very first scene of the Bombshell Saga episode 1 is Kakarot leaving the Bombshells universe again. Just to, timeline it out for people. So yeah, that's the what they're going to be doing. I'm very excited for that saga. That is like like we got some lines in for that one, and I was like listening to just the lines on their own, like from one character, not even like interacting with the other characters, not even like edited together with music and stuff. And I got like emotional. I got hyped. It was a very interesting experience. Like maybe I'm just like a fucking egotistical bitch, but I'm a damn good writer, y'all. I'm just saying, I'm fucking good at this.
You knocked that out of the park, man. I can't wait to share it with people.
Yeah. So Bombshell Saga, very excited for that. So, you know, look forward to that. I mean, I think I've got the thumbnail for Bombshells episode 1 on my computer here. I think it'd be fine to just share that real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Exit full screen on Discord real fast. Drop it down in here. Boom. And we'll see how this looks. Yeah, that should be a good enough preview for people, I think. Leave that up until I can see it on the stream, and then we'll go back to the art for people. Got this this piece of art was done for us by a Kale and Khalifla Twitter account that they it's an artist couple, and they do almost exclusively Kale, Khalifla, and Kaba stuff, and they're just very, very talented. We were very excited to reach out to them and get anything, and they've done a couple different pieces for us for Bombshells, and so we just immediately wanted to put it in the thumbnail because it's just so freaking cool. So yeah, there's your tease for what the Bombshell Saga episode 1 thumbnail is going to look like. So there you go. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming. And now back to our show.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, people really like the art and stuff. That's cool. Thanks, Mark R. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks, Colonel Sanders. Those two just did it's two separate artists that share a Twitter account. They just did amazing work. I'm really excited for you guys to see all the other stuff. Damn boy, she is thick.
Yes, they are.
Man, fun stuff. I'll probably post that in Discord later tonight. Okay, here we go. Power scaling. Sergio is a bit, how powerful will Kakarot and the other Saiyans be by the end of the story? Will they reach DBS levels of madness, or will you guys stick to DBZ levels of power? Dude, I don't even know. Like, that's the problem, is we've talked about, like, where we scale Goku at just the very beginning of the saga. Not even talking about how he's obviously stronger because he trained on Mogo. Not even talking about how his Super Saiyan is stacked on top of where he even started in the saga. So like, it's really hard to imagine that he's not already on the super level. So again, this is, everyone's like, oh, are you going to do Super Saiyan 4 or the God forms? And we're like, we might not even go past Super Saiyan because that power is already pretty fucking intense.
So nuts.
Yeah, we maybe should have thought that one through a little bit more. Maybe the Saiyan saga should have been.
I'm on board with it, man, because that's what happened, man. Is I wanted to make Super Saiyan feel legendary in DZ, like if it happened, and to do that properly, you gotta mean, all right, so that means Goku, with his base form, has to be a contemporary to the Justice League, and that instantly puts him up really high, because the Justice League are fucking strong. So if Goku, just in his base form, before he even learns of any transformations, because he knows he's a Saiyan, is already on that level. The moment he hit Super Saiyan, it was epic, and people loved it, and it brought back that importance of Super Saiyan. It's the same thing with Vegeta. Vegeta's base form was insane, because Darkseid was Pokemon XP grinding him. Like, he was just raising that Pokemon up, and it kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So now when he did hit Super Saiyan, we haven't even seen Super Saiyan Vegeta in a fight yet. We've only seen him like do it, and then when he did it against Wonder Woman, like the fight ended. Like, can you imagine what that's gonna be like? You saw how quick Superboy comes in, and takes out Amazo. Well, not Amazo, but like takes
Uh-oh.
out Major Force and all of those people. But all those things. So yeah, the Saiyans are and Broly's just in his base form, and Super Saiyan Goku's like, whoa, I don't know if I can take this guy. Like, the Saiyans are nuts, but that's intentional because I wanted to get across when you get in a series like DC, where it's like the illusion of change, or just Western comics in general, where like characters say they got stronger, really they don't. They always stay in the same nebulous area because otherwise you can't like have team ups or stories or such like that. Like the good example I use is like Iron Man. Iron Man has an equal fight with Namor in his like third armor mark, and then 50 years later, and Iron Man in his comics is like, oh, my armors have been so upgraded and so much more powerful than they were before. It's not even a joke. He'll still have an equal fight with Namor. Like, it's not... Power scaling in comics exists, but it's not that set of progression. Like, people aren't constantly getting stronger. So introduce the Saiyans, who are a race of just constant progression and constantly getting stronger. It's really interesting to see how DC isn't used to that. They aren't used to an anime style of progression where every arc they get stronger. That's not what happens in Superman comics. It's not every arc does Superman get stronger. So it's like a really good way to see how does the DC universe deal with that? How do they react to it? It doesn't mean they get overshadowed, far from it, because you saw what happened with Superboy. He got his shit rocked. And Amazo wasn't technically even stronger than him. He just found
saying
the
Amazo.
Parasite, yeah, well, Parasite, Amazo, what the fuck, they all absorb shit. But yeah, Parasite wasn't even stronger than him, and he got all that thing. So it's I find that fascinating, and I'm really happy with how we've done it. I think it's a lot less predictable. I think it's a lot less safe to really kind of go crazy with it.
Let's see here. Will you one day animate Dragon Ball DC? I mean, if that Patreon really, really kicks off, sure. We're talking like into the thousands.
Yeah, we'd have to have like $4,000 a month to even think of that.
Yeah, but if people want to see more moments animated, like, that'd be great. Like, Alfie's starting to do these art pieces for each episode of Doom. You've seen them in the first episode of Doom and the second so far, where it's like some custom art of just like one of the moments. And like, if we could get more money to the Patreon, because we can talk to some artists and they'll do like a piece or two for us for free, which is just so grateful for that, obviously. But just animation is such a time-consuming, difficult thing that's just not feasible to get done free of charge. It's going to be one of those things where you have to compensate someone for their time. And so, like, something that would be awesome is if the Patreon really kicks off, we could talk about just getting, like how cool would it be to have just a moment from every episode animated, or like to go back and have some of the fights from things animated. Like, you guys love it's one of my favorite fights in the series is the Parallax Batman versus Kakarot fight. I really love that one. How cool would it be if the Patreon took off and we could go, get that animated, and then just post it on its own. Stuff like that would be really great. I don't think you'll ever see the entire series animated. I think that would just literally be beyond us.
We'd be, and I also think we'd be more beneficial and more realistic getting the series as a comic book / manga before an animated series. Like that,
Yeah.
at least there is a level of, it still is outside of our wheelhouse and would require a lot, but it's more feasible than animated series. Because like, literally one fight scene, the amount of drawings in that is like a trade paperback.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the thing. Like, I would love to get certain things animated. I would love to get certain things, but it probably would be, more reasonable if the Patreon hit a certain level to do a comic or something. as opposed to full-on animated sections of videos. But it's just, if it got like crazy high, if we were pulling in like fucking $10,000 a month through Patreon.
If we were getting, if fucking Drama Monday kicked off, and we got
Right.
that Keemstar money,
Yeah.
we got that Jake Paul money, then yeah, 100%. But
Like, I mean,
unfortunately,
and here's the thing, right? Like that sounds ridiculous, and it's because it is. But we've got, let me look at the thing here. Got 16,700 some odd people subscribed to the channel, and I know this is not going to happen. There's been people who we talk about, hey, donate on Patreon, and they've like literally left a comment saying, haha, fuck you. I'm like, cool guy. But like, if every single person that's following us donated $1 on Patreon every month, yeah, we could start really considering some of those very ambitious things. That's obviously just beyond the realm of possibility. But if you're asking questions like that, that's something to think about. It's like, maybe we won't be able to make it animated if you, donate $1 every month, but maybe that extra dollar goes to, increasing the voice cast a little bit, so it's not just all Aaron doing like 90% of the female cast. Maybe it goes to getting some more art commissions, so you're not just looking at the same 4 or 5 renders of our characters in our outfits. And like, one of my goals is I would really like us to get to the point where we're not using any standard outfits of the Dragon Ball characters for like renders on screen. We can't get away from that for when we're doing like animated sections to show the fight, for pacing and stuff. But like, one thing I would like to do is get completely away from having to ever use a official Dragon Ball render, or at least I'd like to be using an edit that puts the character in our outfits as opposed to yada yada. So just things to think about. It's obviously we've had this conversation before. SSJX Ninja asks, how tall is Wonder Woman compared to Vegeta? Vegeta is 5'5" in canon. DC are cowards and they've made Wonder Woman like 6 foot. In my mind, Wonder Woman is just as tall as Superman or Batman. So if not, got an inch or two on him.
6'2".
Yeah, so 6'2" to 6'5". I'll just go fucking crazy and I'll say Wonder Woman's like 6'9". Just fuck it. So it is. She towers over this man. Colonel Sanders. I'm a big fan of your chicken, sir. Did the Saiyans of DBDC wear the Sadala style uniforms on Planet Vegeta, or did they just roll with the Frieza style regardless? Oh, that's a really good question, actually. Yes, they 100% had something more akin to the Sadala style. I think the direct reference, yeah, would be the Shalot. You'd look more like to the Shalot design for the kind of armor that the Saiyans would be wearing. Something I kind of want to do is I want to do a thing with a Kid Goku and a Kid Vegeta cover. As part of like an origin saga thing, but we've got your Kid Goku art that Baisa did, so I'd need like a Kid Vegeta, and so if someone would want to do some fan art, or maybe we could look into it as a future commission or something, of a Kid Vegeta in something a little more similar to the Shalot style armor, but like with that fucking cape that he had in the Bardock special, because I fucking love that shit. He styles. That'd be really fucking dope. But yeah, that's a really good question. Nathan Montgomery, damn, Wonder Woman a dom. You just now figure this out?
100%, that's our gimmick.
Let's see here. Comrade Dog says, bruh, after a $3 donation. Oh, sorry, man. I missed your $2 donation, Comrade Dog. I feel bad. Thank you for your total $5 donations. You're a good man. We appreciate you. We love you.
You are a comrade, dog.
Dog, you're my comrade, dog.
100%, bro. Represent.
Soul 2XL, yeah, Wonder Woman creator was super into femdom. Yes, he was. William Moulton Marston, very interesting person. Super into femdom, and yet was in a polyamorous relationship. So like, doubled down on that shit, man.
Both sides were dominated.
Gregory Lim. Oh, this is an interesting one. I don't think we've gotten a question like this before. Did the Saiyans purposely took some Daxmites to Yellow Sun just so they could fight at them at their best? That's a fun idea.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, people overlook the Daxamite detail a lot when it's like really connected to Rogolzar. Yeah, they probably wouldn't do that because Goku's about the only one who's like interested in stacking the odds in his enemy's favor.
Yeah, there's a good point about that, which the director of the Broly movie had a really good point about the importance of Goku and Broly. Because those two, for all Vegeta says about Saiyan pride and everything, Vegeta's not a pure Saiyan. Saiyans haven't been pure for like 1,000 years. When that whole like thing in Battle of Gods of like the good Saiyans and the bad Saiyans and like all of that died, is when like Yamoshi's friends and everyone died. The evil Saiyans that took over meant a lot of like the practices which we see in like Goku and Broly, like that pure desire of just enjoying a fight for a fight's sake with no cruelty, that was gone. Built a culture around bullying, effectively, around they didn't train because you could only ever like you were predestined. They were a race that was built around having infinite potential. Yet they had an entire culture about how you were born at a level and you had to stay at that level, or this just decided there was a cap on how strong you could get. So no, regular Saiyans in our universe as well were not interested in fair fights. They were interested in dominating people. You see with Nappa or Raditz or Vegeta that the moment they start losing, they start freaking out. When Goku starts losing, he gets like he gets hyped, he gets happy. No other Saiyan was like that. They kind of had that part of themselves built out of them. So no, Saiyans would stack the odds in their favor. They'd make sure full moons were before they were invented of things. So as strong as they did get a little bit stronger in DC because they didn't have Frieza to watch out for and they didn't have to deal with being and just that they were just fighting generally stronger opponents than they normally would. So they were stronger, but they weren't as strong as they could be even then because the Saiyans' biggest fatal flaw was that they handicap themselves. Is their designation to call themselves the best meant they could never be the best because they were so fascinated on only winning fights through sheer overwhelming power and not learning from their mistakes.
I just wanted to say, as you were like doing that thing with the scroll bar going back and forth, it looked like Vegeta doing like a little two-step, like
Bring it on. I don't even like that's like that bit when he fights Pui Pui. He's like, oh, well, if it was 5,000 times gravity, maybe I'd be worried. 10, I don't even feel it. Like that's a good dub line.
Yeah, for sure. It's just so funny. There's your Dragon Ball DC animated right there. Alfie, get on that. The fucking video is just the. All right, Kakarot, can you hit me now?
Keep up.
Yeet City. Be cool if Daxamite lived and came to Earth and fought Vegeta and Kakarot. That was Rogolzar.
I get what they mean because technically Rogolzar is like he's a hybrid of Tuffle and Daxamite, but yeah, we kind of did that. So.
Let's see here. Episode. Okay, hold on. This was. Never mind. It's a lot. Kobe and Spark says Vegeta finally coming back. I mean, he's been like Wizard of Oz level there for the Doom Saga so far. He's gotten a mention in both episodes.
And like I mean, he was around in the Super Saiyan Saga quite a bit. So and Goku wasn't in it as much as Vegeta was. So there's a bit that, especially those last two episodes. So
the last episode's all about Goku. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, yeah, Vegeta's got stuff.
Oh, let's see here. 2003 Sal just subscribed and got that cool ass Batman gif.
Nice.
Sodom Yacht vs Kakarot would be insane. Yeah, that'd be a cool ass fight. Let's see here. What's your favorite kind of storytelling by Adian Angels?
I mean, that's really vague.
Uh-huh. Um, I'm a real big fan of mysteries. I like mystery stories. Really big into like stuff that with heavy metaphor with a lot of stuff like that. I really like your soapboxes. I like stuff that gives the opportunity for the character to just stand up on a soapbox and like give a rousing ass speech and like, here's the moral of the story. Now learn it kind of thing. I really like moments like that in fiction. Like, I think the best example of that would be Atticus Finch in To Catch a Mockingbird. Like, he just gets up and talks for the whole thing and tells everyone why they're wrong. I just love shit like that. Crazy X-Man says, do you have different teams that work on the DBDC sagas? Yeah, we got me and Alfie and then there's Sid Part 2 and A Geek for Fun. And then there's Mr. Mixel Spitlick and Bat Knight. And then there's
geeky gentleman, and then there's many of my other Brit Without Fear and Blue Dragon Knight, and that's all my other acts I've had over the years. So, but no, it's just those fucking jokers. Obviously, not counting all the fantastic actors and artists we have on, but in terms of just like who runs the show, it's me and my buddy.
Yeah, it's interesting to look back at the sagas and see how they're written, because, like, Origin, Sand, and Entity were all, like, initially scripted, or drafted, I guess would be the term, by Alfie, and then, like, he'd send them to me, and we'd go over them and do, touch-ups, rewrites, and stuff, and we did probably, like, maybe 2, I think in one case 3 drafts of a script, and then finish it up before it would go to editing. Bombshells was basically that, but in reverse, where I did, the initial draft of the script and sent it to Alfie, and he gave me notes and thoughts and corrections. Except for episode 4, he took on a big chunk of that for the battle for episode 4. And then Doom is actually probably, I think, the most fun we've had, because we didn't do anything like what we'd done before. We just wrote each episode, each script, together. Like, just sitting there, plotting it out, or we had a rough plot together, and then we just sat there and did each script as a team. It was really, really fulfilling, really fun, really, what's the word I want here? Freeing experience as a writer. That was a really good time. Streamer 255, when will DBDC Bombshells come out? So the next episode of DBDC will be the Doom Saga episode 3, as was teased. And then Bombshells will be the next episode after that. So DBDC episode 3 is 2 weeks out for public release. It'll be up next week on Patreon if all goes well. And then so Bombshells is about a month out. And then you'll have 4 episodes of Bombshells, but that will be that'll be trading back and forth with Doom Saga episodes. Damian Martinez says, "Hi, I love your vids." We love you. Thank you for loving our vids.
Thank you. It means a lot. I appreciate it.
Nathan Montgomery. Sid, who would you rather have as a mentor, Goku or Bruce? I prefer Goku because he's rough but also laid back and chill. I mean, I think it's interesting because I think Goku would have a hard time being a teacher, at least at first. He might get the hang of it, but I think there is something to the fact that he's not the best at reading people. Like, he's great at reading a fight, but he's not the best at reading people and understanding what someone else needs necessarily. So I don't know. He might be a really good friend. I don't know how good a teacher he'd necessarily be. Is something interesting to think about with Goku. Whereas Bruce kind of has the exact opposite problem, where he also can't read people like on an emotional level, but he's really good at pinpointing exactly what you need to be doing to improve. So no, it's interesting because Bruce has had a very high success rate with educating, with training people. You know, like you get trained by Batman, and suddenly you are in the top tier of the DC fighting community. Let's see here. Sean Kerrigan, what's an episode or arc you guys are looking forward to creating, like on a scale of 1 to 10? By the way, you guys do great work. I'm beyond hyped for the Bombshell saga to start. Like that is our most original saga. Doom is a very original story, but it's still got like elements and callbacks and stuff to Dragon Ball and just to other DC storylines that you may have seen. It's by no means a copy, but it's definitely got like reverence for those things. Whereas Bombshells is going to be the most like ambitiously original story we've ever told. And it's also probably the most important we've told, I guess I'd say, because it's a very impactful story. It deals with a lot of very heavy elements that we've not touched on yet, because that's the nature of the Bombshells universe, which Bombshells is one of my favorite alternate continuities that DC's ever done. It's just really, really good. So I'm just really excited for people to see that.
I agree. In my case, I'm just really excited for Doom, and to get people into Doom and to go for it. And then the saga after Doom, I'm really pumped for as well. I've got so many cool ideas for that one.
Yeah, no, that one's hype as hell too. Let's see here. AM Hero 69. Either one of you guys reading the manga for Attack on Titan? Any thoughts? Hot takes? Yeah, here's my hot take for Attack on Titan. There's not nearly enough Teen Titans in it. Where's Starfire? What a garbage shit. Seriously, I'm not reading it. I don't know.
I've been meaning to try and get back into it, but I haven't been reading it yet. It's supposed to be ending soon, right? Like when it ends, I'll probably try and find the time to catch up to, because I like Attack on Titan. It's just one of the things that I kind of fell out of it for no fault of the series. It's just like I was just waiting in that gap of like waiting for chapters to do, other things came to my attention, so I haven't checked it out in a couple of years. So if I was going to reread it, I'd probably just reread it from beginning to end, which I like doing that with mangas. I think that's a really good way to get like an indication of like what it actually is. Like I know Totally Not Mark and TFS recently did a couple of things like the Moro arc, and I think it's fair to say that they weren't exactly feeling it during it. But now that it's said and done, they said, "Oh yeah, reread it all at once, and we thought it was much better." So I like to do that with stories. I tend to not jump on something until it's finished. And I know that can be tough with long-running manga, but trust me, it is worth it just to see where it's going. See if you like it enough to be in it for that amount of time, it won't hurt you to at least wait before it's done before calling it garbage.
Yeah. Timothy McQueen says, this art is awesome. OC says, I think you make the best what ifs on YouTube. Thank you so much to both of you. I want to give Alfie some praise here. This man has come so far as an artist in such a short time. It's really, really cool to see him compile all these things. Everyone go back to the 2 episodes out for Doom so far and give Alfie some love for all the hard work and impressive stuff he's put into the individual pieces that he's done for the Doom saga so far. They're really, really cool.
I want to make sure it's the... Again, because I feel bad because we get so many comments about animation, so like I want to do my best to get anything that at least looks like that for you guys. So I hope it does. I hope you do like it at least.
Let's see here. Meaty Boy, favorite content creators that you guys watch. This Geek for Fun guy does some pretty cool stuff.
I don't know. He's a bit of an ass. I think I don't think he supports his community enough, and I especially don't think he supports the people he works with enough. Like, ooh, I've seen how he interacts with some of that female EVA he interacts with on Twitter, like
very toxic.
Stuff he says to her.
Yeah, very toxic.
Very toxic.
Let's see, other good content creators. Steve Baxi. Steve Baxi's a really good content creator. Just, gosh,
Steve Baxi's the smartest guy on YouTube.
Yeah, just
without a doubt.
Yeah, he's so smart that he never puts anything out. You know, that's the real play.
Quality, not quantity, my buddy.
Yeah. Let's see, here's another good one. I mean, I guess we'll give, or I'll give, because Alfie will never do it for his feud. I'll give Smugstick some love. I like Smugstick's videos. Big Game Grumps fans. They're really fun to watch.
Game Grumps really very much love Game Grumps.
Yeah, love that you just let the smug thing go.
Look, man, I don't want to start something that he can't finish.
This
He
isn't
knows what we're
drama.
talking about.
Yeah, this isn't Drama Monday. You're right. Other content creators. I really like Watchtower Database. I really have a lot of respect for the level of thought and research they put into their videos. It's goddamn intimidating. So I really like their stuff. Like, they just did the other day, I think it was like a half hour or 20-something odd minute video about, like, Wonder Woman animated designs over the last couple of years, or not last couple of years, over the decades. And I was like, wow, this was insanely well researched. They were talking about, like, designs that appeared on, like, Subway toy advertisements and shit. It was pretty cool. AM Hero 69. What is the biggest missed opportunity in DC for you guys? For me, it's that DC didn't do a JLA run during the Dick Bat era, where the roster is just the original New Teen Titans lineup. Man, Alfie, is this like a fucking alt account? Are you just like saying this stuff and like donating to your own stream just in the middle? No,
because I'd never praise New Teen Titans. New Teen Titans is hot garbage.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying the fucking Dick Bat, like, I mean, jeez.
Yeah, the Dick Bat bit, I was with you and then you lost me. Is I'll be like, yeah, put Dick on the Justice League, but fuck his friends. Leave those losers out of it.
Oh, man.
Missed opportunities in DC. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but like, you've gotta be Kyle, right?
Oh my god, I can't believe that they took Kyle from being the White Lantern and then had him give it up. That's just like, okay, I'm gonna fucking rant. I don't care. Fuck your channel. It's now the Geeky Rant channel along with everything else.
It's your channel as well.
Okay. So I don't know what just fell. So fucking, you had Godhead, which was a really, really cool Green Lantern story. It was Green Lantern versus the New Gods, and they like were stealing all the rings because Highfather wanted to get the life equation in order to fight Darkseid. And like Kyle's arc in that story is he's afraid of the power that he has as the White Lantern. He doesn't understand it. It's just too much. And Highfather's like, yes, you are immortal. You have no idea what you're doing with this. Give me the life equation. And by that he means the white ring. And I will take this burden from you. And then he gives it to him. And Highfather goes crazy with it. And like Highfather is becomes so corrupted in his war against Darkseid that he's now losing himself to the temptations of Darkseid. And he's, abusing the life equation and all this stuff. And so Kyle's arc through the thing is to learn to, accept that he's the one that has to use the white ring, that he can't entrust it to anyone else kind of thing. And he's the one responsible for the power. And then fucking Rebirth starts up, but they have Kyle just like give up the white ring. And I don't want to speak about the story because, to be fair, I haven't read it. I'm sure it was at least somewhat thought out in its execution. I don't think it was thoughtless. But I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? You had such a cool premise. You're able to keep Kyle doing his Space Jesus thing while Hal and the other Lanterns dealt with the core and all that shit. You could have just gone with it. You could have done like another 10 years of Space Jesus Kyle, and it would have been great. Omega Man was a fucking great story. And instead, they just put him back in the fucking green suit. They even went like a step further and they put him in like his 90s costume as opposed to his 2000 Gibson Green Lantern Corps run costume. And I was just sad.
It's a rough one. I mean, a similar on the DC side, I do think Dick Bats should still be around. Specifically him and Damian. Like that book should have just kept going. Like that book was just it. Grant Morrison has even said that they would have written that run for 10 years. That was the 21st century Batman and Robin, and they kind of threw it away. And I don't mean not bringing Bruce back. You can have Bruce deal with his stuff, but just give Damian and Nightwing the Batman and Robin book. So then all the people who don't like Bruce having a Robin, fine, whatever. Keep that. Let Bruce be like the serious Batman if you really want it. Let Dick and Damian have their dynamic, their partnership. So yeah, that would have been one for the DC side of things. Marvel side of things, undoing the Spider-Man marriage is probably the biggest one. It's just like that. Not just that in itself, but that kind of sparked the trend of writing 27-year-old Peter Parker like he's 15 still, and I'm just really tired of it.
What if Saiyans were in Justice League Gods and Monsters? Okay, that's actually kind of a fun one, because that universe is fucking wacky. So I don't know.
At that point, then, would it be Kakarot? It'd be like freaking...
Yeah, it would be Vegeta. It'd be Vegeta that got sent to Earth at that point, because... I mean, it's weird because it's not Zod. It's Zod's and Lara's son, basically. But yeah, I guess like the direct swap would have to just be Vegeta. So that's... I don't know, that universe is fucking weird, man. Fucking Vegeta hanging out with a vampire Batman is kind of a dope-ass idea, though, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, that could be a fun one. Like, there's times where we've talked about, like, oh, maybe we should do, like, a multiverse mention or something, and that could be maybe a fun little verse. If someone did some, like, fan art of the Gods and Monsters Justice League for DBDC or something, we could work that in as one of our little spin-off universes. I'd be down for that. That could be hype. Because, like, Wonder Woman's a new god in that, and fucking Kirk Langstrom's Batman, and it's a wacky-ass universe. More shit like that, please, for the multiverse. I love shit like that. It's funny, I was playing I got the Lego DC Supervillains game for Christmas, and I was playing a bit of it, and I really like how the first chapter ends with the Justice League's fighting a bunch of villains, and suddenly they get some help, and they look over, and it's like, hey, who are you? I'm Superman. Who are you? It's like, oh, my name's Ultraman, and this is my friend Superwoman and Sea King and the Blur, and it just like goes around. We're the Justice Syndicate, and we came because we have a problem on Earth that we need your help to solve. And they're like, what's the problem? Us. And then they just like fucking teleport the Justice League off of the Earth. I was like, and so that's the premise for why you're played as the villains throughout the game? I'm like, that's pretty fucking hype, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, those Lego games are like consistently really good.
I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the username. This is not the original, but Dragon Ball in the MCU or comics. That's Smug Stigma guy. You can go check out his channel for both of those things. Timothy McQueen, where can I find all of your renders for reference? I can't rely on Google searches anymore. It's so annoying. Like the art we do for Dragon Ball DC, I think most of it gets posted in the Discord. If anyone's like wanting something, we can post it. Alfie posts some of his stuff on DeviantArt, but admittedly, it's not like condensed to one location, and part of that is at least partially intentional, because some of this stuff is by people that are doing the work for us. So we wouldn't necessarily want to post it for other people to use, but certain things that we wouldn't mind posting for other people. So I don't know. Join the Discord and ask. We'll see about it if you're wanting to render. What are the Teen Titans like in DBDC? What is their lineup?
It's the Teen Titans. Like, Kakarot hasn't certainly joined them, so their history is pretty much the same as it's always been. I guess just whatever the modern current Teen Titans lineup is.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like, a lot of the characters just, unless it directly contradicts what we're doing, or what we're doing directly contradicts it, I should say, most of these characters' histories are all the same. Wonder Woman's probably the one we're messing with the most because she is a main character in DBDC, whereas a lot of the other characters are just like, appearing. They're getting like walk-ons, so like very little of Flash's continuity is changing, except for the fact that Barry Allen is not coming back. So like some of his stuff is different, but not like significantly so. Shit like that. We're trying to mainly just keep things pretty consistent unless we want to touch it. Most hyped Marvel Phase 4 project. God, I don't even know what they're doing for Phase 4 anymore. This whole pandemic thing is really, like, completely thrown off my ability to keep track of the MCU. Having a year-long break from the MCU, that's something I wouldn't have predicted from the pandemic. Not that I want it. I mean, I like the MCU as much as the next guy. I'm really interested in what Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be. I'm really interested in that.
I like a lot of the ideas they're saying for that.
Yeah, I'm really curious what they're going to do with Black Panther 2. It's such a tragic loss of Chadwick Boseman. Though I don't know, I really like the arc in the comics when Shuri becomes the Black Panther. So that could be. And I know that actress was a big hit with the.
You know what's so funny about that as well?
What?
Is that actress recently kind of got into a thing because she was posting a lot of like anti-mask stuff. So people are like, and then after that, Disney's like, yeah, so the idea we currently got for Black Panther 2 is like we're just going to focus on like Wakanda itself. So at this point, they probably did have that, and then that actress showed her ass, and they're like, oh fuck. So they're in a rough situation with what they're going to do with that one.
Nawafa Alatobi, I feel like I'm summoning a demon. How does Kakarot have a kid without sex unless Lex took Kakarot DNA and created Gohan in DBDC? I mean, like, I don't feel like this is a spoiler. He keeps calling Lex father. It just... I mean, I admit that we haven't said that Superboy is a clone of Kakarot and Lex Luthor in series, but like everything you need for it is there.
In the show, we deliberately, and this wasn't in the script, but I deliberately added this to try and help people. In episode 2, there's that nightmare that Superboy has where he sees himself in the test tube, and then Lex Luthor, and then Kakarot, and that's like my way of trying to like visually show that yes, he is the clone, and Lois Lane even gets him to admit, look, during her interview. And we got a lot of comments about like, oh, Lois Lane was so mean.
We got more comments about Lois being mean than Lex Luthor being mean.
Like, it's just one of those things where we're trying our best to show it as naturally as we can, but yeah, like, that's what happened, is Lex Luthor's got Kakarot's DNA, and they made a 50-50 child.
That's, I mean, I guess maybe we're, as comic fans, just, like, It's interesting sometimes what you take for granted as just general knowledge as a comic book fan, and I think sometimes we need to humble ourselves and remember that we got people who are more Dragon Ball fans watching the thing. So Superboy, Connor Kent's origin in continuity is he is a clone of Superman and Lex Luthor. He is a 50% clone of both of them. And so Gohan's origin in DBDC is he is a 50% clone of Kakarot and Lex Luthor. So it's one of those things where like we say, oh, we're not repeating stories, and we're not. But there's elements, there's references, there's things that we are going to take and use, certainly. So don't...
Because the Superboy isn't a Connor Kent equivalent. He's not even a Jonathan Kent equivalent. Because their personalities are nothing alike. They are completely different characters. The Superboy, Connor Kent never had the devotion to Lex Luthor, or even just like when he comes out on the scene, he's a fuckboy. Like, watch Teen Titans Roll, and Smugstick portrays him really well. Of just like he has like the ambition of Luthor, but with the heart of Superman, all of that. But you take the Superman part out of that, and you just got 50 with. Because, I mean, look, it's not the same character. Because, alright, say you take the clone part out of it. If some way, somehow, let's just say Lex Luthor, like, just for the biology thing, is a biological female. And Lex Luthor had a child with Superman, and then Lex Luthor had a child with Goku. Those children, despite having this one same parent, would be still completely different characters and people. Like, you wouldn't say they are equivalent. They would be different people, because one of the parents is different. So, yeah, we take the clone storyline, but... We've turned it into a completely different kind of story for our version of Gohan, who technically as well, he's got the name, but he's also not Gohan 100%, because yes, he's got the same dad with Goku, but without the Chi-Chi, there are elements of him that's different. Like you see with the Luthor part, he's a little angrier, he's a little cockier, he's a little more emotionally unstable. There might be a little bit of like, just this kid's a little crazy right now. Like he hasn't got that foundation that Gohan had, thanks to having a stable mother with Chi-Chi and being able to be in a normal household for those few years before Piccolo kidnapped him.
Adian Angel says, I would be asking how did you get the DNA of Kakarot? Ooh. Who's to say?
Will be revealed.
Yeah, we need to get Sanji and Trevor to do Who's to Say as if they're shouting attacks, because that is just too fucking good to not use, It's Gregory Lim does Kakarot race Flash for charity. We talked about Kakarot and the Flash having races, whether or not they're for charity. Actually, no, I did talk about this in Discord. The Justice League had done, like, charity events, and, like, Kakarot Race in the Flash was one of those things. So, yes, he has. Krishna Boy, please don't ban me.
Not as much of a competition as with Superman, though.
Yeah, it's really not. Unfortunately for Kakarot, it's driving him kind of crazy. The Flash is, like... The Flash has got to be the thing, like, if you put the Flash in Dragon Ball, like, exactly how he is... The Saiyans would be so pissed. Like, fucking Piccolo and Tien and them would all just be like, yeah, it's another guy who's faster than us, whatever. Goku would fucking hate him. He's like, it's not fair. He's pulling on something that I can't pull on. This isn't right.
Cheating.
Yeah, he's cheating. You can't have your own force. It's all supposed to be ki. This is bullshit.
It's not you who's doing it, it's the Speed Force.
I don't know.
Like, especially with Barry, he can be like, oh, well, actually, I am the Speed Force. Alright, with Barry, you can maybe count it, but with everyone else, they'd be a little pissed off. Goku's fine with it, because Goku would be annoyed, because Goku really, at the end of the day, is just nice. Vegeta would be fucking pissed.
Short Anime King says, what's up, geeks? Not much.
What's up? How's it going?
Doing this art stream. Things are coming together good. It's looking good, Alfie.
Yeah.
Now, I know when the, correct me if I'm wrong, the Shintani thing only does one highlight color, yes?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Shading and then regular.
So, I know on the Baisa render, he's got, obviously a couple different shades, but, like, there's a flat, a dark, and a shine to the metal. How are you
But for
planning to
metal, I'm
achieve
gonna
that?
do it because metal's different. But regular skin tone, I'm not gonna add those extra shines.
No, that's fine. I was just curious. Gohan is weird. Yes, he is. Oh, $5 super chat from Trenton Brown. Wanted to ask you this on Discord, Alfie, but what possessed you to use I Am All of Me in episode 2 of Doom?
Because Laffy's were trying to be cool, and there's no one cooler than Shadow the Hedgehog.
Exactly. Oh, fucking Lorflea's moments are the best. I fucking love
Here we go, buddy. Here we go, buddy. Here we go. Here we go, buddy. Here we go.
Okay,
Go ahead and try to see through me. Do it if you dare. Duh. 1 step forward, 2 step backward. 1 step forward, 2 step back. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Can you see all of me? Step into the mystery. Oh, I love it so much, man. Let's go.
I'm just gonna watch the watching now numbers drop after that.
They're gonna beam up, baby.
Man, like I hate to say it because I know you'll be the mad lad and go fucking do it. Can just imagine fucking Andre and the Larflea's voice doing a cover of All of Me.
Please, please. Fucking need it, man.
Oh, shit's so good. What does everyone think of the art so far? Is it cool to kind of see the sausage get made? Timothy McQueen, which character is the hardest to write? Ooh, that's an interesting one. I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman because. All right, so this is a really long-winded answer, and forgive me. But Wonder Woman is a character who I approach very similarly to the way I think people should approach Star Trek. So Star Trek came out in the 60s and it had like its series Bible, and then it ran for its seasons, it got done. And then it came back with Next Generation, and Gene Roddenberry was still alive, and they were trying to write it, and Gene Roddenberry would shut a lot of things down because, a writer would try to do like interpersonal drama, like there'd be a previous relationship, and now the one character would be in a new relationship, and another character would feel jealousy. And Gene Roddenberry would shut that down and be like, no, you can't do that. It's the future. People have moved beyond those kind of ideas. And the writing staff voiced a lot of frustration with dealing with Roddenberry's mandates like that. And certainly that got maybe a little ridiculous, but to its point. So Roddenberry died, and suddenly a lot of people will comment that Next Generation's writing quality got really, really good, and then what they did with Star Trek after that got really good, like Deep Space Nine, where you had freaking people in Starfleet committing war crimes, and people are like, oh yeah, the writing quality just jumped so much once Roddenberry died. And certainly on a level it did. Because it became easier for the writers' rooms to write the characters, write the universe, and in compelling ways that were more traditionally compelling. But I also see that as a failure, because Roddenberry's mandates weren't a insane level of control as so many people seem to talk about them. They were a challenge. They were a challenge to imagine a better world, imagine a better future, and write it and make it compelling. And so I think of Wonder Woman on very much the same level of, I don't want to write Wonder Woman as compelling in the modern context. I want to write Wonder Woman as compelling in that trans modern context. I want her to be compelling and inspirational. I want Wonder Woman to literally be better than everyone on a fundamental level, because she comes from a more developed, more advanced, wiser society. And I hope that sticks, that comes out in the writing for her. I know some people have commented, it's like, oh, she doesn't feel like much of a warrior princess. She just seems like, to be this Mary Sue who gives a lot of speeches, and I'm like, okay. um, but I legitimately, I do try, I do hope that she comes off as a very compelling character, and hopefully a bit of an inspirational one, because that's how I think Wonder Woman should be written. So that's something.
Yeah, I feel that with Wonder Woman as well. In terms of me, the character that I have the hardest time writing, that's tough, because when I write, I tend to, and Ian, you tell me if you have this as well, but like when I write, I tend to like hear the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I find a situation and then I can hear what they would say. And I think that's down to just living and breathing Dragon Ball and DC for so long that I know these characters like inside and out, like the back of my hand. So like, if I have Lex Luthor in a scene and Kakarot in a scene, I know what they will say to each other. Like, even if it's not exact, and that takes a little bit of work to get like the perfect line, I know the beats. I know where that conversation will go, because I know these characters as people. I live inside their heads. But as part of the person who's toughest to do that are probably the characters where I don't have as much of a personal connection to, and I need to either research or try and live with them a bit. I will say, in terms of like, I guess, a spoilery thing, the one that wasn't the hardest to write, but the one that I wanted to make sure was perfect, is Cassandra Cain. And that's because her dialogue is going to be interesting, because for people that don't know, Cassandra Cain, her entire life was spent purely learning how to speak through violence, and only recently has she been able to learn and find a way to communicate, but it's very basic, like almost baby talk, at first at least, and she obviously gets better, but it's like it's still hard for her. She was a mute, and she's trying to figure that out, and to represent that properly in a medium where we can't exactly use like sign language or any of the tricks that you can get away with, like visuals, like in the comic book or in an animated series. Just trying to convey that through audio was a challenge. I'm happy we did, and I think now that we've got the lines back, I think we succeeded. But it was something I was more aware of than I would normally would with other characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cassandra was an interesting character to write. Let's see here. Wonder how she feels about Kakarot dating her mom. Ooh. Now you're getting into spoiler territory. Let's see here. Wonder Woman is compelling, at least when talking to Vegeta. They're actually really good foils. Thank you, Timothy McQueen. That's something really happy about the dynamic that we've worked in between them. Because
that's part of what, like, again, part of it was just because it's good as well, because again, it's part of the we write this. We write this for ourselves, and definitely it's no coincidence that two of Vegeta's favorite DC character and Vegeta's favorite Dragon Ball character spend a lot of time together talking to each other. There's no coincidence that that happened, but because I'm just as guilty of it as well, with my favorite DC characters talking to Goku all the time. But it also just comes to those two characters don't get to interact with someone like that in their own verse.
Mm-hmm.
There is no one like Vegeta in DC, and there is no one like Wonder Woman in Dragon Ball. So that's a completely new and unique dynamic that neither of them are used to.
Yep, 100%. It's interesting because we kind of talk about this, where Wonder Woman is this like savior figure, and in a very real sense is this kind of prophet. She comes to man's world to educate them and show them a better way that the Amazons have found. And that's very intentionally done that way ever since her inception from William Moulton Marston, who wanted to prepare a world that was steeped in misogyny, for a world of female empowerment. And it's that mission rang true incredibly, to the point where Wonder Woman became a feminist icon. And so you have Wonder Woman, who embodies all of that, and then you have Vegeta, who very inherently embodies a lot of toxic masculine ideas. And so they are incredibly good foils because Vegeta is the exact, like, on a lot of levels, Vegeta and his worldview in canon Dragon Ball is pretty much everything Wonder Woman is brought to stamp out. But oddly enough, not necessarily the sexism, which I find interesting. Seen some interesting theories that that Planet Vegeta was a gender-neutral society. That the same expectations that were put on men, for better or worse, were put on women too. And I find that really interesting, and the more I've thought about it, the more I tend to agree with that, with the way that female Saiyans are looked at and the way that Vegeta treats women within the series. Very, very interesting thought process there. So, that's the one exception, but even then, he is still just... Whew! Vegeta's a lot of baggage. And I really like the TFS thing where it's like, oh, the amount of therapy for this character. Oh, yeah, stuff like that. Let's see here. What would Goku's version of Earth 47, the Earth with the hippie Green Lantern? What would hippie Goku be like?
So, like the it'd be like original Funimation dub Goku. Specifically with the 90s version. A lot more of like the whoa, that's pretty tubular, bro. I'd be very free thinking.
That's pretty funny.
He'd be a weed farmer, is what I'm saying.
I like that idea. Timothy Queen, I wonder what the gender ratio of your audience is. It is mostly men. It is mostly men.
98/99% male. We can see that on YouTube statistics, and we ain't got a female audience, and that's expected with Dragon Ball YouTube. Not to say there aren't female fans, it's just it's already hard to get people to watch YouTube videos in general that are Dragon Ball what ifs. So it's understandable. But I hope when Bombshell comes out, being able to have a series that is entirely, there are male characters in it, but it is a female focused series entirely and very intentionally. I would like to see maybe that bring in a couple more female viewers, just because again I don't think there is a what if like that on YouTube. I think that would be a first for people, and I'd like to be able to do that. But at the same time, I'm very thankful because we do have some female audience members, and we even have some trans female audience members, and I'm extremely honoured for every single one of them who does it. So gender ratio I would like to improve, but at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do.
Yep. Yeah. If nothing else, you guys are gonna get some good old healthy doses of feminism. So there's that. Himbo Bombshells Nappa when. That's what I need to see.
From Universe 6.
I need the Nappa
equivalent. Good Vegeta. We need to find Himbo Nappa.
I know. That's such a good idea. Will Kaba be in DBDC Bombshells? Yes, he will. He's got a official design that was first previewed on the Patreon, but since Alfie did a public release of it, I'm gonna say join the Discord and you can see the public release, and that's gonna be the extent of the preview I'll give. Let's see
cool,
here.
Though. It's pretty cool. If you're a Kaba fan, you'll be pretty hyped.
Yeah,
that's all I say.
Yeah, it was fun to write Kaba in it. So yeah, he's in Bombshells as a major role, but not as like a lead role. He's gonna basically have the kind of role that like the female supporting the female lead would have in a superhero movie, basically. Let's see here. Hashtag feminism pog. I really hope that pog means what people have told me it means and that it's not like some kind of internet joke.
I mean, it's hard to say, man. I'm just gonna give the benefit of the doubt and say that's the good version.
Yeah, sure. Will Vegeta have
Oh
a...
yeah, I want to do this because people were asking me in the Discord to do the champ thing in one of my character voices.
Oh my
I
god,
wanna do that.
Rogolzar
So it's
PugChamp,
like,
please.
Fine. I guess you are my little bug champ. Come here.
as Rogolzar PogChamp meme. Someone animate that.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my god, that's so good. We should clip that. Man, that's good. Okay. I guess I could do one as Dark Side. That's.
Oh please.
All right. Hold on.
Fine. I guess you are my little pug champ. Come here.
POV, you're Vegeta and Darkseid just kidnapped you.
Oh my god, that's it. You know who it fucking is? It's fucking Calabac.
Oh please. In
That's like-
Calabac's dreams.
Exactly.
Darkseid's little PogChamp.
That's exactly what Calabac dreams about. Let's
When he
see.
gets like the miracle machine, it just comes out like that. Waifu Darkseid with like giant tits. I like oh.
Mm. Soul 2XL. Well, I'm hard.
Well, now I'm got this raging erection.
What am I supposed to do with this, huh?
Subscribe.
Don't go to Geeks for Fun. They'll just give you
Chat.
a heart on and leave you be. Isn't there a Martian Manhunter / Superman fusion on Earth 32? Would Goku be fused with Martian Manhunter on
Earth
this one?
32 is the fusion of everyone.
Okay.
Everyone's got a fusion in that Earth. There's like really, really weird ones.
Mm.
There's like Hulk Woman and Flash, which you wouldn't expect, but they're all pretty cool.
Man, I just think a lot about the fucking DC Marvel amalgam universe, and like, on some level that was probably going to be a really stupid idea, but on another level they got like really fucking creative with those books, like the fucking Speed Demon, Flash, and Ghost Rider. It's such a fucking cool ass combination to me.
Yeah. That was pretty dope. I like the Ben Riley Superboy one purely because it's just like the only reason they fuse is because they're both clones.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah. I mean, like, even Dark Claw is kind of a cool ass idea of Batman and Wolverine fusion. You know, like, I would not have expected that one, but it does kind of work.
I mean, I think the names makes that one. The name for that one's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, someone pointed this out to me years ago, but, like, you can take almost any Batman face, and you can interpret it as either Batman's face or two Wolverines staring at each other.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever unsee that now. So yeah, stuff like that's cool. No, the amalgam universe is pretty dope. There's a question. Get on our level, chat. What would DBDC Goku's amalgam fusion have been? Who would DBDC Goku have fused with from the Marvel universe? I don't know. Now I'm trying to think of it. I think this is a good ass question. I mean, I guess my temptation, not being very creative, is to go with someone like Iron Fist. So maybe that. Trying to think of
You know who I'd do?
Who?
Daredevil.
Daredevil?
Yeah. Do you know what would happen?
What?
Is you can fucking get someone who is the selfishness of Goku with the selfishness of Matt Murdock, but also the need to help people, but also the fucking radar sense plus key sensing equals permanent ultra instinct.
Ah, there you go. It's not bad.
And then the fucking hand become like the key sensing warriors that he has to fight.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what they fucking call the fucking that hand become the monkey's paw.
Ah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Daredevil's not a bad
It was
one.
like a really badass version of Chi-Chi. Unsexy Dragon will get on this, yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So everyone go at Fun Sex Dragon Ball. Let's see here. Hulku. That's kind of a fun idea, honestly.
Yeah, eternally getting stronger is pretty good.
Yeah. It's like, I guess I'll just keep getting angry.
That was good.
Please make me angry. What if Superman was in Marvel? Well, that's that Just Imagine video you did forever ago.
That's a good one though, so I wouldn't be opposed to revisiting that concept, but that's one of those ones where it's so big, it would have to be a series as big as DBDC, so don't expect that anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much to talk about with that.
Vegeta plus Thor, and then Vegeta plus Magneto were two suggestions. That's not bad.
Vegeta plus 4 is pretty good. I don't know about the Magneto one. But
I could see
I guess
Magneto
maybe
because of like the
we can-
pride thing, you know?
Yeah, maybe. It might be fucking an unstoppable combo. Frieza plus Doctor Doom.
Damn. That's cool. That's cool. What else we got? Goku plus Nightcrawler. That's weird. I'm just imagining
They
Nightcrawler.
have gorgeous hair.
Yeah, I'm just imagining Nightcrawler with Goku's hair.
Give you permanent Super Saiyan. Purple.
I saw this one earlier. What would it be like if Moro was in the DC universe? And that's an interesting one because I feel like there are guys like Moro in DC. I think that was the kind of the interesting thing about Moro in Dragon Ball is he's got like a DC level gimmick to him that a lot of the other Dragon Ball villains just haven't had. Like I still really love the fact that Moro is explicitly weaker than the heroes, but just fighting him as a bitch because you get weaker as he consumes your energy. I thought that was a really cool gimmick.
That's right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And then like he's just absorbing planets, so he's getting stronger from your energy and stronger from the planet as he's absorbing it. I thought that was really cool, and so I think he would slot in pretty damn well into like the DC or Marvel universe respectively. I don't really know I don't know who I'd put him up against. That's almost a Justice League level threat, I'd say. That's pretty up there. Because, like, that's that level of, like, well, Superman just can't help. So, goodbye.
It's like if Parasite was smart.
Uh-huh.
That's who Moro is. Is if Parasite was smart, but also could, like, escalate. Like, because Parasite kind of just does it to consume. It's kind of an addict. Moro's not really an addict. Moro likes to eat, but he doesn't let it like control him. He doesn't like gorge himself on it. Like by the end of it he does, but that's because he starts fucking with like angel power. It kind of overwhelms him and kills him. When it's just normal level, like really strong characters, he's got more of a bit of a brain about him than Parasite does, and Parasite is already incredibly dangerous.
I love that someone was like, oh, so Parasite's like Moro, question mark? I'm like, god damn it, people, just, there's only so many powers, okay?
There's not everyone. It's just sometimes a villain just has a power.
Spinor Rex says, man, imagine Booster Gold meeting Kakarot, lol. I mean, someone on the writer tier is supposed to be working on that. I'm afraid to go ask them how they're doing. Yeah, that's the caveat. Please join the writer tier. Please actually work on the script that you paid to write.
Please.
Or
If
at least
I paid
just-
you money to write things, I would expect it like I would be fucking full script instantly. And I mean that's just me because I'm fucking obsessive, but like we want to make sure you guys are getting you're paying us. It just makes us feel bad.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, I guess I could talk about this because you guys are all asking questions, so I'll just talk about this tier. We have the writers tier on Patreon because there's so many people that are like, oh, Goku being this character, this happening in the Dragon Ball DC universe. What if this? What if this? And like we really like that energy, but there's just too much for us to do it all in the main series. So that's what the Dragon Ball DC shorts are for, and they're mainly for the writers tier, for people that are really passionate about those ideas and want to have them, sooner rather than later or whatever. So if you've got one of those ideas of like you really think a lot about our verse and you want to like make an impact on it, please consider joining the writers tier and get us an outline of I want this character to show up, I want it to take place at this time, I want this interaction to happen. And then we'll go over that outline with you to approve it, make sure it doesn't contradict what we're doing, throughout the sagas. And if it doesn't, you could finish writing the script out. We'll give you notes on it. We can write the script for you at that point if you want. And then we will produce it as a 4 to 5 minute short for Dragon Ball DC, and we've done 2 of them so far, and both of them are in canon. So if you've got that like character that you've wanted to show up or whatever, and you really want to get involved, please talk to us. I will say, keep in mind to keep away from certain characters, because I mean obviously we're gonna have Darkseid have some kind of role in the future, but we'll work with you on a thing. Like if you really want a Darkseid story, we could go back to the Origin Saga and we could show you like a day in Vegeta's life with Darkseid or something like that. That could be an option. So just things to think on if you're really interested in it. Mr. Negative, wait, could Vegeta beat Superman because of his new technique of Force Spirit Fission? I guess since Superman absorbs his power from the sun, that's an interesting...
No, that's like one of those like you'd have to wait and see if it happens.
Uh-huh.
Like
immediately I was gonna go no too, but then I was like, well, I guess he does get his power from the sun, so maybe.
I mean, that's rough, right? Because like Superman absorbs it as like a biological function. It's like it's part of him, whereas Mara is like a technique. And like Force Spirits Fusion is about removing anything that isn't yours. So that would be like, if to do that, would imagine Vegeta would have to be able to take the breath out of people and like oxygen, because people are taking that in. So I think that's like almost like a step too far because it's so Superman. But to your point, I'll also just say this as the fucking, because I am also the most biggest Superman fan on YouTube, and I will debate that with whoever wants. But like, I'll also just say this: Vegeta at this point, fucking regular like Rebirth current Superman, Vegeta fucking stumps him anyway. Like he doesn't need to take his power away. The moment Dragon Ball moved into, oh yeah, we have to like concentrate so we don't accidentally blow up the universe. And then they just kept going. Like that's how the first arc starts. Superman doesn't do that. Like DC's kind of embarrassed to make Superman be like crazy powerful. So unless we start going back to like crazy Silver Age shit, then no, I Vegeta fucking mollywops current regular Superman.
Damn. Youch. Youcha. Man. Let's see here. I hope that if Booster Gold meets Kakarot, then Booster Gold goes, wait, who are you? Where's Superman? Oh no.
That's a good one.
Have Booster Gold be one of the only characters that realizes. That'd be pretty funny. I still can't believe that in the Discord at one point we were like, oh yeah, we'll eventually get to the reason that Planet Vegeta and Krypton were swapped in the story, and I'm like, and people were like, wait, there's a reason? And we're like, of course there's a fucking reason.
Yeah, people aren't caught up with that, but like this isn't just like this is a plot. Like I wanna tell people like because like I've had some questions where I'm like, oh, what would happen if DBDC Goku met DBZ Goku? Like, well, we say in episode 1 it's Planet Vegeta and Krypton got swapped from the main universe. So technically this is DBZ Goku. It's just a different, like, something has happened to throw things off in the timeline. And who did that and why and all of that will be answered, but like we're not dealing with like a different Goku from a multiverse that isn't connected to the main one. This is all happening to main Goku, and something has caused this to happen, and that's the kind of the plot of DBDC we're going to be talking about.
I really like this one because I know you won't answer it. SSJX Ninja, what is Lady Shiva's favorite position with Kakarot?
Son of a fucking bitch.
Oh, that's good one. That's good. That's good. Oh. Oh man, I like it. I like doing that to you. Oh. Meanwhile, Clark is in Dragon Ball. Yes, like it's so weird to me when people ask about this stuff, and I get it. I don't watch till the very end of every single YouTube video too, but like, come on, guys. Clark is in Dragon Ball. It's the very first 2 episodes of Dragon Ball DC or the first 3 episodes, whatever, of Dragon Ball DC talk about how, go check out Smug's channel to see where Superman is. Like, that's, it's been established. I love you guys. I love you so much.
We do. You're wonderful, and I hope as we go on, things start to make a bit more sense. Because I don't blame you either. Because like, again, this is something that hasn't been done before. Like, this is just not how generally what ifs go. There is not normally a reason behind it outside of just doing it, and that's not like to shit on anyone. That's just the general way things are done, and it's done them no wrong, and they've got great stories. Like DB, for example, like what if Raditz turned good, right? Fantastic series. Dragon Ball R&R, fantastic series. It's not like someone's behind that, at least unless Masako really wants to go fucking crazy. But it's like there's it's just there to exist for the coolness, for the premise. Whereas with us, we decided to maybe lean into it a little bit, to tell an overarching story with a beginning, middle, and end.
Soul 2XL says it's Bombshells. So did the Bombshells universe get switched too? It's Bombshells. They don't gotta explain shit. I mean, the answer is we've talked about how the main Earth got switched, and the way DC works is when you switch out the main Earth, everything else changes. There are reverberations. So the Bombshells universe is a alternate universe of the main DC universe. So switching out Planet Vegeta and Krypton in the main DC universe has effects on all the universes, some to various degrees, because like there's a DC universe that's just Marvel Comics, so it doesn't have a huge effect on them. But it's so Bombshells gets affected by that too, and that's how you get Kale and Caulifla, because they're already part of an alternate universe within Dragon Ball. They're part of an alternate thing. So that's why the Universe 6 Saiyans can be there. Let's see here.
Go ahead with the questions.
You're fine. Are you keeping the eyes? Does Shitani not do the blue eyes?
They are. They're green.
Can you bring up your Shintani reference for me real quick?
Yeah.
Because it looks like gray. Maybe it's just the screen capture or something. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's the same color. It's very muted green. So I just thought you were
This
just
isn't
getting...
that. This isn't like the thing is like how Shintani does it is it because whenever Super Saiyan like is normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their hair's like a paler yellow because they aren't powered up.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they power up, the hair goes. Normally, it's just the hair that changes, but the eye stays the same. How Shidani does is they also made the eyes paler, so when they power up, the eyes change a shade as well. And that's kind of
cool.
when in the Broly movie you get those crazy color combinations and shit when they power up. So there was a big emphasis put on like the dramaticness of the color.
Okay. It's just, it just didn't look like they'd been colored yet to me for whatever reason. I guess here's the question: are you gonna make a black hair variant?
Yeah, I will. I just for the sake of the stream, I'm going to just do this one. But if people are still asking questions and you've got time, I don't mind going on a little bit longer.
I'm all good. If people are still good, I'm all good. We're about 2 hours in, so we usually go for about 3 on these, so that should be fine. All right, let's see here. Okay, what about the dark multiverse? We teased something with the dark multiverse, but it's not going to be what people want it to be. That's about all I'll say on that. The One Punch Man Dragon Ball manga is actually pretty good. Dark multiverse is stupid. You'd win a lot of furries with werewolf Jenny Olsen. That's the move right there. If anyone can do it, it would be Jenny Olsen. Oh man, they overdid the Batman Who Laughs though. They really did. Initially, I'm not a Scott Snyder fan. Initially, I even liked the design for the Batman Who Laughs, and then I just saw him in fucking everything. I was like, okay, glad I'm not reading these.
Yeah. 100% agreed.
Wait, no, this can't be real. The Dr. Manhattan Who Laughs?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
So what happens is in Death Meld, fucking Wonder Woman kills Batman Who Laughs with her chainsaw of truth. And then how that worked is that the Batman Who Laughs always has a contingency plan. And a contingency plan is that their corpse would get brought with the rest of their minions, and they'd perform a ritual to put their soul into the corpse of Dr. Manhattan, so that the soul of Bruce Wayne gets put in the Dr. Manhattan body, and he wakes up and he's got he's Dr. Manhattan, but he's got like the Joker smile. And I made a meme of that with like posting that image in Alan Moore from The Simpsons of like, you see what these corporations do? They take what you love and they suck the blood from it. They suck them till they're dried, empty husks. And it's just like, yeah. And I like that one because it's funny. But then it like evolves. He's Dr. Manhattan, but then he's like, I don't want to look like this. So he gets like Bruce Wayne hair, but then he's just like, I don't want to look like this either. So he keeps going more until he's just like a silhouette of Batman that looks more like fucking if Batman had the symbiote. Like it just looks, it's like a Venom Batman effectively, and that's the Batman Manhattan Who Laughs.
God, that's so... Like, I almost love it because I know it pisses off Alan Moore. I'm on that level with it. What are your thoughts on DC future state?
Hyped. I'm really excited to see there's a lot of good talk about it. There's a lot of like different ideas being pulled off, and the changes to the publication model. I think are for the best. So I'm wishing them all the best for it. I like a lot of the decisions they made. The idea for Wonder Woman especially. Like I remember I told Ian, and you were like, oh, okay, that's fucking sick. is like Wonder Woman at the end. The book's called Immortal Wonder Woman, and it's about Wonder Woman at the end of time itself. And Darkseid comes to her with a problem that only she can solve, and she's got fucking Superman's cape, the last Green Lantern ring, and Batman's utility belt, and like she's the only one who's still alive. I'm like, oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fucking good. I dig it. I dig it a lot. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Will you touch on levels of Super Saiyan? I mean, we have. That's the thing we've already touched on in the Super Saiyan saga. Kakarot, for better or worse, kind of started to play with the idea of being calm in Super Saiyan really early on in his training with the form. So we've touched on the ideas of levels of Super Saiyan.
He even goes into the different grades against Mogo. No, not Mogo. Mongol.
Yep. It's one of those things where I think I honestly feel like a lot of our questions would be answered for people if we just could have more custom art or more animated things like that, or not even necessarily animated, more just things put on screen showing it as opposed to depending on renders. Not that you don't pick good renders, but sometimes I feel like I feel like the Superboy thing is a good example of this, where we tried to be very clear with it, but we have to use renders to convey certain things, or not renders necessarily, but we have to use images from the show to convey certain things, and people just end up a little confused on it when we go for more
and
original.
That's the thing with Superboy, is because Gohan is literally in Super Saiyan for such a short period of time, and most of his fighting is done, and most of his emotions are done when he's in Super Saiyan 2. You have to use a lot of Super Saiyan 2 renders for Superboy, especially because our Superboy actually looks a little bit more like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, because he's got that bang when he's in Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, I think a lot of people, they get confused. They're thinking he went Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate. And that's again, we write the videos and we write the scripts for these to be rewatched, because we know that it's a long time between episodes, and we want to try to make them as entertaining as they can be, and as informative and as powerful as they can be, without having to just wait for the next thing. So a lot of those kinds of questions can be answered with a rewatch. I mean, we don't mind talking about it here, but I do feel bad for the people who have been subscribed for a long time, because I feel like they kind of maybe get tired of just hearing us go over the same couple topics. Have DBDC Wonder Woman ever been bloodlusted? Bloodlusted?
Yeah, against Vegeta.
Oh,
Kill Vegeta.
Oh, just out for the kill? Yeah, that was the second time for her that she wanted to kill someone, is when she wanted to kill Vegeta. And that is also why she has been more patient and arguably too trusting of Vegeta, is because she's actually carrying around a lot of guilt for that.
Our Wonder Woman does not kill. That's not part of what she wants to do. Mm-hmm. Again, Ian very carefully said the second time she's been in this situation, but by and large, she will always try to resolve her problems non-violently, unless she was put in an impossible situation. And the Vegeta one, it particularly sticks with her, because that was not an impossible situation. She was purely overstruck with grief, because the love of her life, Steve Trevor, was killed in front of her, and that was just a moment of pure adrenaline and fear that took over. It was a moment of weakness, which Wonder Woman doesn't normally have. So again, like you said, she's got a lot of guilt she's carrying around from that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, Cam Wheel was saying, I was more talking about SSJ2, SSJ3, and SSJ4. Again, that's just something, who's to say, is always my favorite to go back on. SSJ3 XYZ says, what was the first? So you know how I've talked about how a lot of these characters' histories have been maintained. Same with elements of Wonder Woman's. Wonder Woman's probably the most fucky, where I'm just going to say, you come to me did Wonder Woman the Circle, Gail Simone, did that still happen in continuity? I'm going to tell you flat out no. So that's the one that's it's a good story. It's just, it doesn't fit with my vision for the character. So that there's elements of Wonder Woman's continuity that has just been super fucky, but one of the biggest Wonder Woman stories definitely still happened. So there's that.
If you watch the most recent movie, which which features a villain, which the thing they're most known for is being in this very famous and infamous Wonder Woman story, then that you could probably piece it together. But for the people who can't, enjoy us being vague little bastards.
Yep. Have fun with that one. Man, I need to rewatch that movie. I do not know how I feel about it. There was too much going on while I was watching it. Again, kind of missed the theatrical experience. AM Hero 69, are Donna and Cassie still vibing around? So the Christmas short does establish that Donna Troy is a thing. So she is... which origin she has is anybody's guess.
She has the same origin she has in Teen Titans role.
Sure, why not? As far as Cassie, I feel like such a fake Wonder Woman fan sometimes because I don't know anything about these characters, but at the same time, Alfie, could you really tell me shit about Stephanie Brown? I'm not going to question your Batman fandom.
Why am I getting called out?
I don't know, I'm just picking you, so it's just, your turn in the bucket, man. Yeah, I guess I can say Cassie's around too. It's just, I will tell you, neither of them are going to factor into the story. Donna Troy, I know a lot of people like her and stuff, and that's great, but Donna Troy to me is not a Wonder Woman character. She's a Teen Titans character. Legitimately, her first appearance was in Teen Titans #1, and they just, fucking... It's just like, oh, Donna Troy leaves Wonder Girl leaves the island with Themyscira to go help the Teen Titans. I'm like, wait, what? Can you imagine that, as a fan now, if that's just how they introduced a character? It's just like, oh yeah, it's Wonder Woman's sister. Excuse me?
Well, imagine if fucking Miles Morales debuted in Young Avengers.
Right? Just fucking weird. So I don't really consider Donna Troy a Wonder Woman character. Cassie is just a whole nother story. So I don't even know what to think of her. So... Can you really say you're a Green Lantern fan if you don't remember Banjo? Banjo's not his fucking racist Eskimo friend, is it? I don't think so. If it is, I'm gonna be kind of like, haha, I got that reference, but also, yikes. Do you guys have plans to binge watch Batman the Animated Series on HBO Max? I've started doing it myself. I tried to binge watch Batman the Animated Series a long time ago. I did not get through it. The hot take. I actually don't really like Batman the Animated Series that much. It's alright. I just... it doesn't do a lot for me.
Well, that's because Ian doesn't have taste. I, however, am a superior human being. Well, a superior imp at least. She. And I actually do like Batman the Animated Series, but I have no intention to binge it at the moment because I did do a rewatch of it relatively recently, so I probably want to wait a little bit before going back into those dark waters. But I'm really glad it is, and I hope a lot of new fans come from it, especially in the animation industry. Batman the Animated Series, especially that first season, before they changed the designs, is fucking gorgeous. It is a testament to superhero animation, and I would really kill for... We got a Flash of Superman, we got Batman Animated Series in that style. I will kill people for a Wonder Woman series in that Fleischer art style. It would be so good.
Yeah, I just don't want Tim's hands on it.
Yeah, just ignore Tim, but fucking I don't know, 10 years from now, whatever. I think that you need to complete that trinity. You need to have every one of them get a series in that style.
I mean, I'd just kill for a Wonder Woman series. I don't care if it's in that style. Green Lantern the Animated Series isn't in that style, and it's great, so I'll take that. Alright, I think that's the end of the stream, though. The art is finished, and I hope everyone's impressed with it. We've got 2 different Vegeta variants, You get to see this all the time now. Anytime Vegeta's in a fight scene, you're going to see one of these two things showing up. So that's fun. I'll probably try to make a cover of this at some point. I don't know what it'll be yet, but so I think that's gonna end it. Everyone, thanks so much for watching. We had a lot of fun. Sorry about all the trouble with making this happen beforehand. That was a problem.
Yeah, but we did it. We prevailed.
Alrighty. Everyone, have a good time. Until the next time. Bye.